Welcome back to a special episode of the Fifth Quarter Podcast. I'm your host, Marcus Jones, the Bluff City Cowboy, coming to you live from Memphis, Tennessee. And it is officially draft day in the NFL. A lot of young players out of college are now about to start their careers and start the next chapter. We are live tonight with you guys to give you all the news and notes leading up to their 12th pick of the Dallas Cowboys and beyond. So I hope you guys are ready for couple of hours of live entertainment of draft coverage. We're going to go through every pick, every trade leading up to the Dallas Cowboys pick. Joining me tonight, got a couple of guests. The one you got on the screen right now is the co-owner and creator of the DC4L group, Miss Amanda Foster. Thank you for joining tonight.
Hey, y'all.
Haven't seen you in a while. How things been?
Things are great. I've got a secret guest that's sitting here quietly off to the side that I'm trying to convince to go on. But Things are good. Things are great, man. I've got some really cool gifts that just got back from the Super Bowl. So that was pretty cool. Got a little treat. But things are good. Sitting here watching the draft.
Well, speaking of gifts, I know we are doing one giveaway.
We are.
So if you commented in the DC4L group with the top 10 picks, whoever got the first one who got the most right will win what prize, Amanda?
A jersey from 951 Sports. That's Justin Robinson. He takes care of us. He hooks someone up with a jersey. So whoever gets the right amount, who gets the most out of the top 10 correct, they will win a jersey in your size.
Okay. And that is from 951 Sports, one of the official sponsors of the Fifth Quarter Podcast. Be sure to find them on Facebook. Be sure to, if you're looking for a jersey for whoever our first or second or third round pick may be this year, give 951 Sports a couple of weeks and they'll have everything that you need. So be sure to check those guys out. All right. So Amanda, you didn't get to join us last night. We went through a mock of the top 11 leading up to the Cowboys.
I have my picks.
Jeff and I went back and forth, kind of going through who we think will pick what. It was pretty interesting. So we'll see if our picks match what they do today. Got a couple of guests joining us today. Joey Alexander joining us. Let's see how bad Jerry mess up this year.
Oh, don't speak that on us yet. We ain't even got, man, they ain't even made the first pick yet. Let's not talk about what Jerry's messed up.
Exactly. And we got Christopher Woods joining us again. What's up, DC4L family? Thank you for tuning in tonight. We got another guest. Jeff joined us last night. He'll be joining us again tonight to talk some draft. Trying to get my former co-host Lambo to get back on camera with me, so he may make an appearance at some point. He's a very animated Cowboys fan, so he probably won't be able to join us until after we pick. So I see we got the Tennessee Titans officially on the clock. So I'm not watching the draft. I don't have a computer. Yeah, I don't have a computer in the room with me, so I'm going off my computer.
Well, I have it up 7 minutes left, and everybody in their right mind, I would be absolutely astonished if it's not Cam Ward. I don't know who else it would be. So
Jorge Cadena Jr., thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate you tuning in. I see we got quite a few views joining us. We've been getting a lot of people from X. So everybody at X, thank you for joining us at both Bluff City Cowboys and DC4L. Hope you guys take the time to go over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell also. Even if you don't watch on YouTube, your support would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, the DC4L page has been on X has been blowing up lately.
It has. Yeah.
Yes, I think we're almost at 300 followers, which when I started, we were at 150. So I've been working like I kind of let it lay for too long. So now I've been daily in there communicating, and we're up to 275, I think, this afternoon. So we're getting there.
All right. So as the picks go, we'll go through the picks we made last night also to see if we matched up with what they did today. So of course everybody has Cam Ward first. While we wait, Amanda, who do you think throws the monkey wrench in the top 10? Which team?
Oh, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I really think that Brian speaking of Brian Tanner, who's here.
One of the admin of the DC4L
one
group.
One of our admin. I've never met Brian in person until tonight.
Oh, wow.
But Brian actually went to the Super Bowl and represented me for Fan of the Year because I wasn't able to go. So he and I were talking draft. My thoughts, I think that New England and the Bears are going to trade. Okay. That's my big thought. And I think Shedeur falls way out of the top 10. If he doesn't go to New Orleans, he falls.
So you think I'm sorry, go ahead.
So my thought process. So one is Cam Ward. Now the Browns said that their picks up. They're open to negotiations, right? So depending on who's willing to sell the farm, because we all know they're not jumping off the second for an incredibly large amount of picks. So Travis Hunter's going second. To who? I'm not sure. If the Browns trade out, it doesn't matter. Travis Hunter's the pick.
Yeah.
My thought process, then you got Abdul Carter to the Giants. Mm-hmm. Their owner came out. The Giants said, you do not let generational talent walk away. That's not Shedeur Sanders. So no offense there, but it's just the truth. So my thought then is that you've got New England sitting at 4 and the Bears sit at 10. I think the Bears want to get up ahead of Jacksonville because they want Genty. And I think Jacksonville also wants Genty. So I think they have to jump over them. That's my monkey wrench, I guess, would be the Pats and the Bears trading.
Okay. I could see that.
Yeah.
So you don't think anybody trades up with Cleveland for Hunter since Cleveland said the trade office is open?
Okay, so we all know that Cleveland values things very oddly. You can look in their history, look what they just did with Myles Garrett and how much money they paid him. And then you can look at what they sold the farm for Deshaun Watson. I just want to think that they're going to want an incredibly insane amount of compensation to jump up to number 2.
Okay.
So I don't know if anyone will.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now they could be crazy and not take Hunter. Maybe they take Shedeur Sanders at number 2. I don't think so. I don't think he's worth it, but they could. But I really think we'll start seeing trading at pick 4.
Okay. All right.
Okay, the pick's in.
Okay. So how many quarterbacks do you think go in the top 10? Do you think there's a second one that sneaks in?
Okay, so Brian, his thought process is we all know that Derek Carr's shoulder is an issue after breaking the wrist. So they're saying now he might need surgery. That would be where I'd see the next quarterback going is in New Orleans. But Brian thinks Jackson Dart would go before Shedeur.
Okay, I can see
because of Kellen Moore's strategy.
Mm-hmm.
So, here we go. But so I don't know. I really want to say only one's going, but I have Shedeur going at 9. So 1 or 2 tops. Select Cameron Ward. All right.
All right, let's see what happens with Cleveland.
This is where it could get interesting.
Uh-huh.
They're going to trade Deshaun. No, I'm kidding.
They can't trade Deshaun.
Who would want him? No, who would want him? Now, I'd love to see Jerry Jones get absolutely wild here because I would 100% take Travis Hunter, but I don't want to sell the farm to do so.
Yeah, we would have to give up
a lot.
At least 2 firsts and a second.
A lot. Now, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? I like Abdul Carter. I'd love to pair him with Micah. That would just be like the dream. But I saw someone made a comment today. In fact, it's a former admin for DC4L. Their life got too busy. But Mike Wiley, he said, no Cowboys fan is going to be completely happy. We could Travis Hunter could fall to 12, and someone's going to be mad that we took Travis Hunter.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, Jags are now on the clock.
Oh, the Jags jumped up to number 2.
They jumped up to 2?
There it is. They jumped up. Whoa. Wow. They want Genty bad. I wonder or are they going to take Travis Hunter?
They need a receiver.
No, they've got Brian Thomas, right?
They got Brian Thomas. They just signed De'Ami Brown from the Commanders, and last year they signed Gabe Davis.
Well, this got interesting very quick.
Someone replace. They could use a cornerback too.
Well, and they've got ETN. So see, this is where the thing is. They've got ETN
and Tank Bisbee.
And Tank Bisbee. They don't need a run. Oh man, maybe we're gonna get it. Hunter
as a quarterback for them.
Ooh, man. See, and that's the thing. Hunter Travis said that he wanted it to be said wide receiver and corner because he wants to play both. Yes, Jason Layton, we did. That's what we're sitting here. I can't. They didn't jump up far though, so they probably didn't have.
That is crazy that they would trade up though.
Yeah, but they could. I mean, they were at 5, so wow.
They have good corners. They have Tyson Campbell. They just drafted him like 3 years ago. They just signed Jordan Lewis.
Oh man, is it Genty?
They don't need a defensive end.
Abdul Carter? Is it going to be Abdul Carter? Maybe
they have 2 good defensive ends. Both of their defensive ends had 9 sacks. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh man,
to trade up for 2 for Genty would be wild.
Trading up to Gent. I mean, unless the Bears were going to 4, like we had. Everybody saw that rumor today. Man, this just messed up my entire pick.
That's a lot to give up for a running back if they did trade for Genty. And I love Genty.
Well, maybe that means we can jump on up. But they have to have wanted to get in front of, let's see, New England and New York.
Yeah.
That's insane. I want to know what they gave up. It couldn't be that much. You're only going up 3 picks.
You'd be surprised. It's at least a second.
I bet it's a second and next year's first. That's my guess.
You know, the Browns made a trade before the draft to get that 5th.
To get all those extra picks.
I'm pretty sure those picks are going to come into play where
they traded with Houston.
Yeah. Jacksonville probably gave up a second, but the numbers didn't match up. So they need to throw in like a 5th or a 6th on the back end to make the numbers tie. That would be my guess.
I'm trying to think. What is it? Will Campbell? Is that the real stud offensive line guy?
I wouldn't call him a stud, but he's the best tackle in this draft.
I wonder if that's who they're moving up, but they have 2 good ends, don't they?
They could have gotten him with their pick they had.
I would have thought so too. It had Travis Hunter, right? I mean, it doesn't make sense, but why take Jordan Lewis and pay him so much money if you're going to sign Hunt, if you're going to do this?
Yeah, they just drafted a tackle from Oklahoma 2 years ago, and then they drafted another tackle last year.
Man.
Both of their defensive ends were former first-round picks, and they both had 9 sacks last year. So, I mean,
they need a cornerback.
Okay, so the Browns, here it is. So here, ESPN sources, the Browns are trading the number 2 overall pick, a 4th-round pick, number 104, a 6th-round pick, number 200, to the Jaguars. Jaguars are trading the 5th overall pick, a 2nd-round pick, number 36, a 4th-round pick, and their 2026 first-round pick.
No! Wow. Amanda, there's no way.
Yes, that's the ESPN.
Okay.
Jacksonville
traded a 2nd, a 4th, and next year's first,
and their 2026 first
to move up 3 spots and not draft a quarterback.
The pick's in. Here we go.
Yeah, it says their number 1 needs a cornerback.
Their number 1 needs a corner, so it's got to be
a lot for a corner.
A lot for a corner. Wow. What is it? Duval. That's crazy.
Yep. Paired with Thomas Jr. though.
Yeah, I mean,
they needed a tight end. They could have gotten
Tyler Warren
later on.
That's who I had them picking in my mock draft last night.
Was Tyler Warren?
Yeah.
Man, the Browns fleeced them.
Yes. That's a lot to give up for a corner.
That's a Herschel Walker.
So a 5th. Oh, here it is. So officially, 2nd overall pick, 4th-round pick, and a 6th-round pick is what the Jaguars receive. Browns get 5th overall, a 2nd and 4th-round picks this year, and next year's first, confirmed.
They need to fire that. They just hired their coach and GM.
Fire him already.
They both need to be fired.
Well, the draft got very interesting 20 minutes in. So
yeah,
that's insane.
They should have just retraded for Jalen Ramsey.
I cannot.
Oh, she's gonna hand the jersey off.
Oh yeah. A lot of my fan of the year friends are there. I was invited to the draft, just so everybody knows. I couldn't go. But yeah, so all the fans of the year this year are handing the first round picks jersey over to Goodell.
Yeah, I see the comments are blowing up about this one.
Oh, yeah.
See, we got Shane Odom joining us, longtime follower. Appreciate you tuning in. Jason Layton, I've seen your name a few times, haven't seen you in a while, so thank you for coming back. Michael Balderas, longtime follower, thank you.
Man.
I think it has to be Travis Hunter, but that's a lot to give up for a corner.
A lot.
Jason says McMillan. They don't have to do that for McMillan.
No, they could have gotten him. McMillan wasn't going in the top 5. Yeah. I mean, unless they took him at 5.
I don't think Will Campbell's a good enough tackle to trade for, but stranger things have happened.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
He does so much for Jacksonville. I almost wore my Duval shirt for it.
If anyone hears Brian talking, Brian lives in Jacksonville. That's where he's stationed, and he's sitting here talking about how much the Man of the Year does for the city of Jacksonville. Man. It's got to be Hunter. I just can't imagine it being anyone else.
It's got to be.
Well, but then again, why do they give up so much?
Yeah. They better have a hell of a plan in place. He has to be playing both ways for this type of trade.
We have a trade.
Well, clearly we have a trade, sir. You're on the stage. Travis Hunter. Okay. I guess he's going to play both.
For that type of trade, he better play both.
And then you're going to get him hurt too, because this isn't, look at what the school he played at. I just don't think it's feasible in the NFL. But okay, Jacksonville.
Yeah. Philip Harris. It makes sense to be Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter's like, thank goodness I'm not going to Cleveland.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, thank you. He's got a big grin on his face. He's like, I ain't going there. Yeah, he's extremely happy. Man. That is the look on this man's face is a pure thank goodness I'm not going to play.
I think he's from Florida too.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Georgia? He's from Georgia.
Okay. Michael Baldera says, I see him as a wide receiver more so than corner. If you give up a first and a second, he's playing both. Got to.
Oh, there you go.
Well, the good news is they have a dog at 1. So he doesn't have to come in and be the guy.
Yeah.
Because you got Brian Thomas there.
Yeah, Brian Thomas is phenomenal. And he had a great year last year with the rotation. Look what happened to Travis Lawrence. So,
and Gabe Davis is not a bad receiver.
He's not.
You got a decent number 2. So you can still play Hunter on offense, but you don't have to rely on him on offense, if that makes sense. Yeah. Well, luckily he doesn't have to worry about that, Philip Harris. Michael Baldera says playing both ways will be tough for a player with an injury history. They gave up a lot. They got to roll the dice. He may have a short career, but he better make a lot of impact in the few years he has.
That's a whole lot. I just cannot believe. Wow.
Yes, a whole lot.
A lot.
All right, here's the big surprise. What we're going to do.
Okay, so now we've got New York. 3 minutes left.
Does New York?
They just signed Russell and Jameis Winston. So technically you don't need a quarterback. So next year, and people keep forgetting now, I want to verify with you, Marcus.
Uh-huh.
Arch Manning was redshirted freshman year,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
So last year, was he a sophomore?
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be a junior this year. And if
Correct.
I recall correctly, every other Manning went to school all 4 years, correct?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So I do not see him committing to the draft next year.
No, I think he already said he's playing 4 years. I think that was already a given.
So, I mean, man. So the Giants would either need to take a quarterback now because Russell and Jameis aren't the answer.
Yeah.
But Abdul Carter is sitting right there. I'd take Abdul Carter. I just can't imagine taking anyone else. I don't want them to.
I agree. The only monkey wrench I could see on that one, they just paid Brian Burns a ton of money. They just gave up a lot of draft picks to get him. They just drafted Thibodeau like top 5 2 years ago.
Right.
Abdul Carter makes all the sense in the world. So are you going to play all 3? Jeff brought this up last night, talking about the old NASCAR package the Giants used to run, where they had Strahan and Tuck and O.C. Umenyiora kind of standing up as a third edge, blitzing from a linebacker spot. Maybe they do some of that. Thibodeau hasn't lived up to expectations. Maybe they trade him off to somebody. You never know. But I think Carter's way too talented to pass up on.
Generational type talent. I mean, yeah. And the pick's in, so they didn't trade off of it. So
okay,
Abdul Carter.
So Phillip Harris, Dion did not start playing both ways until he got to Dallas in '95. He did not play both ways with the Falcons. Shane Odom asked, "Do you think the Giants take Genty? They did let Barkley go. I don't see it.
They've got Tyrone. Was it Tracy?
Yeah, they drafted him last year.
Tracy, and he's very good. They just didn't have a. I mean, he's good. So
he had 1,000 yards as a rookie.
Yeah. I don't see him taking Genty.
Abdul Carter's way too good to pass up on. All right, so what do you got? Since we got some time, what happens at 5 now with Cleveland?
They'll trade again?
They're trade again to take some more stock up.
Well, if somebody wants to get in front of the Raiders to get Genty, that would be the spot.
Well, see, I think that's why I still think New England could trade with Chicago.
So they try to jump.
Ben Johnson loves running backs. It's evident with Montgomery and Gibbs. That would be my guess. But the pick's in, so here we go.
Right, pick's in.
Abdul Carter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got our first 3.
Okay, yeah. Well. I mean, does my pick still count? Because
it counts. We're counting slots, not teams.
Hunter. Oh man.
We're counting slots, not teams.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if you're right, Amanda. Let's see if somebody calls New England.
That's really the only thing I don't know.
If New England stays here, who do you guys have them taking?
Man.
I see Genty.
Brian thinks Genty will go.
Okay. For the Patriots. Okay.
I really like Mikael Williams. That was but I mean, we'll see. Let me see if they jump up here. Okay. Let's see here.
6 minutes to make a meal.
I think they go tackle. I think they go Campbell.
Campbell? Well, let's see if any trades happen. If it doesn't, my whole thing's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually really like their defense. I don't think they have a lot of holes. And then they got an upgraded coach who coaches the defense. Mm-hmm. I think they need to help their quarterback. If they trade it back, that would be my only concern about Ted. I don't think they would take Ted at 4. But if they were to somehow trade back, like you said, with the Bears at 10, they would definitely take Ted at that point.
Well, I really believe that I look at my list now and I'm like, I think I was just speaking it into existence. But I think we're going to end up with Golden simply because I do think Tet probably goes.
Mm-hmm.
So Chicago has their quarterback. I'm trying to think who man. So New England's not, it doesn't look like they're trading. So I have them at Will Campbell actually.
I have Campbell too.
That's who I just sat and re-looked to have them with Will Campbell on my list, but I had it traded down. So
yeah, Michael Balderas has Campbell also. Thank you for joining us, William Wiggins. Appreciate you tuning in tonight.
Hello. Man, our numbers are climbing up.
They are.
Okay, Patriots did not trade. So Genty.
I mean, they do have a coach that likes to run the ball.
Uh-huh. I'm still going to stick with Campbell for.
I think it's Campbell too.
Campbell.
The one thing I think people overlook in this draft, there are a lot of good running backs.
There really are a lot of good running backs.
Genty's great, but you don't have to take Genty to get a great running back in this draft. So you feel your offensive line out right here, and then you get your running back in the second round. You'll probably end up with
a
Hampton may fall. Henderson may be there.
I mean, honestly, you could probably go to Scattaboo in the third still, maybe even further back. There's some very good runners. It's a very deep
lot of good running backs. And it's not like Ramondre Stevenson is a bad running back either. He's still there.
Don't they have someone else too? So who was it?
Antonio Gibson?
Yeah.
So they have pretty good running backs. I mean, it never hurts to add a third one, but they don't have to just swing for the fences right here. Yeah, I'm looking at Gibson had 600 yards and Stevenson had 1,000. So you've got two really good backs already. You don't have to swing for Genty right here.
Did you see the word proposal at the end? I didn't see that at first. Sorry, Newsbreak just gave me a heart attack. They very sneakily added the word proposal at the very end of the headline, but it says Dallas Cowboys acquire superstar running back Breece Hall in massive blockbuster trade, and then it says proposal towards the end, making them an offensive juggernaut. Although I do wonder if that's also still a possibility. I'm just worried post-injury. I don't think he's going to be the same.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question while we got a few minutes.
Okay.
If you could draft a running back in the third round or give up a fifth round and get Breece Hall, which would you choose?
Oh, man. I want to draft a young rookie because I do not want to pay. At this point, you need someone that can be here 4 years.
I agree.
Essentially a rookie.
I mean, he was hurt his first year, but then you've still got another 2 years before he's going to want another contract?
No, this is his last year of his deal.
Oh, So
he was a second round pick.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you got to pay him next year.
Okay, so I'm going to go to my little secret X account that I follow that posts things early.
All right. What's up? Well, we've got the secret S account right here in Mendoza. What's up, Mendoza?
It's Will Campbell.
Yeah. So
I know, and see, Michael Balderas is who told me this little secret account. So when I saw as I'm hearing it's Campbell, but we'll see. I went over to that little website he told me about a few years ago. I think it's going to be Campbell. At least that's what they've already announced it. So on Trade Rumors.
Yes, I see we got Mendoza joining us. I'm sure he's jumping around between 5 or 6 podcasts. So I appreciate you peeking your head in at the Fifth Quarter Podcast for a few minutes before you head out. So I'm hoping it is Will Campbell for them. I definitely think they need a tackle. Help pushes down some more talent towards us. I'm glad they didn't trade. So if we're assuming it's Will Campbell, I have no clue where Cleveland goes. Do they go Genty? Do they go?
Still have. Is Chubb a free agent? Right?
Oh yeah, Chubb's. Even if he wasn't, he'd probably be gone. Yeah, Chubb's a free agent still. They traded Amari Cooper, but they do have Jerry Jeudy.
Who's still available. I want to remind everyone that Amari Cooper is still available as a free agent.
Yeah. They have a good secondary, but they're always injured. I think that might be too early for the corner from Texas or Michigan. They don't need a tight end.
Who do they have at wide receiver?
They have Jerry Jeudy.
And that's it, really, right?
They have Cedric Tillman, who's a young receiver out of Texas. They just drafted him 2 years ago.
Do you think they go Tet?
I think 5 is too early for Tet, but I wouldn't be shocked if they did. Because
they just picked up an entire new first for Nick. That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I would trade back again and get another first.
Trade back again and get another first.
If Genty's on the board and somebody wants him bad enough, I would.
I mean, that makes you wonder if the Bears do want him and they need to get ahead of Oakland. Or not Oakland, sorry, Las Vegas now.
Las Vegas, yeah.
Will Campbell.
All right, it's official.
All right. So let's see what happens, Cleveland.
Any chance this is Shedeur?
Really? Okay.
They just got an extra first to play with. I mean, they're playing with house money right now.
I mean, they could easily trade that first to move back into the first.
Or they could take them now.
Oh, man. Sean Hughes, we just traded for a quarterback. We're not drafting a quarterback in this. I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just got Milton.
Did you see Michael Irvin's post about Milton?
No.
And they love Will Grier.
He said, Dak, don't get hurt.
Don't get hurt.
That boy's coming in, and that boy's something special. That was a good video.
Schottenheimer loves Will Grier too, so we're set at line. We're set at quarterback. All right, we got Lee Harrison joining us. Thank you, Lee Harrison, for tuning in.
Hello.
William Wiggins, like Brees. I take the rookie too. I agree. All right, we got another guest joining us, so we're halfway to the Cowboys pick. So you guys saw him with me last night doing our mock drafts. He did a couple of mock drafts himself. You see him all the time in the comments, so now you get to see him in person. So we got my guy Jeffrey Dunnigan joining us tonight on the Fifth Quarter Podcast. Thank you for joining us, Jeff.
What's up? How y'all doing? What's up, Amanda?
What's up, Jeff?
Yeah, sorry I'm a little late. Today's my mom's birthday, so shout out to my mom. Happy birthday. I love you. Just spent a little time with her, and I just got back, so sorry I'm late.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah. So I'm getting caught up here. So can somebody tell me what Jacksonville was thinking?
Well, I don't know.
Why can't we ever get a sweet deal like that?
Because everybody charges Jerry triple.
True.
It don't matter. I mean, we traded a fourth for Mingo and a fourth for Trey Lance.
Yeah.
I mean, Jerry Jones, never mind.
Yeah. Jerry Jones is a special guy.
For a team to trade a first, second, and another first for a corner, I just don't see it.
And a sixth, right? A second and a fourth. Or hold on, they traded a lot.
Yeah, too much.
So he must gonna be playing more than corner and receiver for all that.
Same thing I said.
He must gonna do a little quarterback or punt return, kick something. Wow.
You got to have a hell of a plan in place to make that move.
Okay, the Browns did not trade.
Okay.
They stayed on the picks in.
So Jeff, what you got right here for Cleveland?
So I got to get caught up. So Will Campbell just went off.
Yeah.
Of course, Hunter went off.
Wow.
And Cam Ward went off.
pick. Let's see.
Michael, just quit saying. Hearing.
I could see Mason Graham.
Yeah.
I definitely can see that.
That's exactly who it is.
Go solidify that front four. You got Myles Garrett there. I mean, hey, why not?
Well, my picks are shot. I had Jacksonville taking Mason Graham, which, I mean, in retrospect, it's the same order, but man.
Anybody see Cleveland taking a quarterback right here?
I brought it up.
I'm just saying, Watson won't be there. Let me see what's going on X.
Shane Odom saying Jack spending that AEW money. The owner owns AEW Wrestling.
Man.
Well, with that, they spending Elon Musk money.
William Wiggins said I'd go quarterback if I was Cleveland, but right here, I don't know. For me, I mean, you playing with house money. You just got extra first next year. You need a quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean,
is there any quarterbacks really? I mean, if you think about it, you got that extra first now that you can trade back up into the first if you wanted to.
You wouldn't even have to give up that extra first, though.
No, I don't think so.
Because they pick, 35 in the second? Like, they're probably 34, 35.
I look at everybody that is left. Who needs a quarterback, really? You know what I mean? Nobody.
A couple teams need a quarterback.
I mean,
not early in the draft.
But not that heavy. I mean,
Pittsburgh need a quarterback.
Yeah.
At 21, that's pretty. I mean, that's about. I think that's where Shador might fall to.
Shador won't fall past New Orleans.
Personally, I think Arizona needs a quarterback.
Mason Graham to the
Browns. I would agree with that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Hell, I think the Colts need a quarterback.
You ain't got no faith in Richardson?
No.
They got two hell of a running backs.
They do.
With Richardson and Jonathan Taylor.
That's the only potentials.
All right. Pick is in.
Man.
Mason Graham.
Well, there sure ain't. Brian was just showing me the quarterbacks for next year. There sure ain't no quarterbacks coming into the draft I'd personally want to hang my hat on.
Yeah. Where did the quarterback from Georgia go? He went to Miami, right?
I don't watch college football, so yeah.
All right, Cowboys Nation, don't be sad when this next pick is Genty.
I mean, we all expected it. All right.
Well, at least we didn't pick someone from Michigan. See?
I don't know that the tight end is still available.
Yep.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't want another tight end from Michigan either. Okay, don't you speak that evil into this chat. We've already got one.
Last night we didn't. Marcus didn't do what he thinks Dallas is going to do, so that's right up their alley. But I'll turn the draft off if they do that. I say good night and go ahead and go to bed.
Jeff just said we're done. We're out of here.
Yeah, I'm shutting the computer down and everything.
I'm close enough to the star. It's not a good idea. Oh, if any Cowboys employees are watching, I didn't mean that. I forget now. I gotta be careful. I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget.
William Wiggins says he doesn't think any of the quarterbacks are first-round guys.
Neither was Mitchell Trubisky, but here we are. True. Teams tend to panic when the quarterbacks start coming off the board, and then you get guys that when first-round talent, they get first-round picks. So that's kind of how the quarterbacks go. Hell, Trey Lance wasn't even a first-round quarterback. Let's be real.
We want the 49ers to make more decisions like the Trey Lance decision.
Definitely.
All right, picks in for the Raiders.
Okay. Raiders are on the clock, so.
All right, so 2 swings at Genty. If the Raiders don't get past Chicago, he might come home.
Amanda's already waving goodbye to Genty.
Bye-bye.
beauty of it, though. It's a lot of good running backs.
I'm glad he's in the AFC.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's a lot
of good. It's a lot of good running backs. Genty is good, but I got 2 or 3 other ones that I would put maybe a step below Genty, and I'll be satisfied with it in a second.
I really like Hampton, and I think he might maybe fall to 42, 44.
I don't think he fall past 20.
You don't think he's falling that fall?
No,
not
Who do
not
you think's
past
going
20.
to take him after us? I've been doing
Denver.
a few mock drafts.
I think Denver.
You think Denver?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
They're going running back.
Well, who do they have? Swift, right?
No, Swift was Chicago. They got Estime. They drafted last year.
Right.
5th round pick. And they have McLaughlin, who was a 6th round pick, who kind of stepped up last year, but neither one of those guys are a guy to me.
I mean, if I could get Hampton, Johnson, or Judkins, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I don't see us going wrong with any one of those.
What about Henderson?
I wouldn't be shocked to see the Patriots go, not the Patriots, the Broncos go Henderson. Just because he fits that mold that Sean Payton likes. I think it's Hampton, but I wouldn't be shocked to see Henderson. But even with that, he wouldn't get past Cleveland in the second.
Nah.
There we go.
Bye-bye, Genty.
Yeah, it's a shame Genty career got to start like that and end at the same time. Love you, kid, but
Poor
not
thing.
in Las Vegas.
At least he's going to get to be around greatness with Tom Brady being involved. Probably the closest he'll get to a Super Bowl.
True.
or develop a gambling habit.
All right.
Yeah.
Something.
Do you see his Crocs? They have diamonds on them.
From Jacksonville. Why didn't Jacksonville?
Yep.
We got resident Niners fan Jay in the Bay joining us. What's good, Jay in the Bay out in San Francisco? Since we got you here, Jay, let us know who you think the Niners are going to take at 11, because that's another pick we're kind of concerned about. So I'm interested to get your thoughts.
I have the Niners taking Will Johnson. That's my my pick on that.
I would agree with it.
Yeah, that's what we went last night too.
Shane Odom, tell me what you like about Scatterboo, and where would you consider drafting him?
Me?
No, I saw Shane's comment, and so I just asked him, what do he like about Scatterboo?
Is the pick in already?
No, not yet.
Okay.
The Jets pick is in.
Okay. Yeah, Shane, let us know what you like about Scatterboo. 7th pick last night. We took Mimbu right here because they got to get offensive linemen. How do you feel about that, Amanda? Is that who you had?
I had Tyler Warren for the Jets. That was my thought process.
Is that the guard from Georgia? I mean, from Bama?
That's
the tight end.
Tight end. Okay, I'm thinking about.
From Michigan.
I'm thinking about Booker. My fault. Okay.
That was my thought process, just to get a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Just another weapon.
I mean, the Jets can go as long as it's offense. The Jets can't go wrong because they need it all. But that's a terrible offensive line, though.
You think Brian said curveball? The Jets take shit.
I would feel sorry for him and Justin Fields and the Jets fan base.
Wow.
You would definitely feel sorry for Justin Fields. He'd be back in the same situation.
Yep.
The same situation.
I find it interesting that they haven't posted yet who their pick is.
Yeah, that's surprising. The first round is moving surprisingly fast, though.
Very quick.
Yeah.
I feel like this time last year, we didn't even start. If I remember, because we picked later, Marcus, we didn't start until like 8:30 just because it was moving so slow.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, we're not even an hour in, and we're on what, 7?
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys will be up pretty quick.
Miguel Terrazas looks like a new name. Thank you for joining us. Says the Cowboys need a solid running back.
So Shane said in the
Shane is
second
really house
round.
Scatterboo.
A second? Wow. So Shane, question. If you're in the second round, you got, let's say, Henderson, Judkins,
Johnson.
and Johnson there with Scatterboo. Are you still taking Scatterboo in the second round? If you say yeah, then I know what your thoughts are. You really love that guy.
Yeah.
So
go ahead, Amanda.
Oh, well, I know who the pick is, so I'm just keeping my mouth quiet.
Offensive player?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I said this.
The trenches.
Okay, Mimbu,
yeah.
Okay.
Mimbu's the pick.
Yeah, makes sense.
It hasn't been announced yet, but Mimbu's the pick.
But that makes perfect sense because that offensive line is awful.
Awful. It's a good pick. So that puts Carolina. Now I want to see what New Orleans does. See, this is the one I'm real interested in watching. I want to know where they're sold on Derek Carr.
I mean, Derek Carr's pretty much said, "I'm not playing this year." In so many words.
He said that?
Huh?
He said Derek Carr said he wasn't playing this year.
He said he has a shoulder injury. It's gonna keep him out all year.
Oh, I didn't. I just saw he needed surgery. I didn't think that he was done for the year.
I mean, well,
because they were talking about.
He didn't say it directly, but he pretty much insinuated that if they draft a quarterback, he's not going to be there to be a bridge guy. And if he ends up getting his surgery, it's going to probably keep him out the year.
And you know what I would tell him? Bye.
Well, they already. I mean, if I remember right, his contract was set up so that basically they're already stuck paying him because it was the new league year, right?
Well, no, this is the crazy thing. They triggered that, not him. He didn't want them to trigger it.
Oh wow!
They triggered the restructure to make sure he had to stay this year. So after that, that's when he said, "Okay, well, I'm probably going to get shoulder surgery, and if I do, it's going to probably take me most of the year to come back." That's when that came out.
Well,
I think either Tyler won because they love their tight ends. They could take Tet because then they got the number 40 pick, and then Jackson Dart might be available.
Well, I was about to say, what about Jackson Dart? Is he a 9? Is it Jackson Dart a pick at 9?
No.
I don't think so.
I can see it, but go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was gonna say I could definitely see it too. I don't think they come out of the first round without taking quarterback. I personally don't.
The Saints, I don't think so either.
I would feel bad for Shador, but I could definitely see them taking Jackson Dart too. They're going quarterback.
I think so too, and I would love to see Jackson Dart get taken over Shador Sanders, just because I think that sometimes people need to learn lessons in life.
Wow.
Why?
Can you imagine the fake storyline that's going to pop up?
The storyline that's going to get sold on.
I'm just saying, if Shador is on the board when Dallas is picking.
Oh, please stop. I've already seen this misery in my head. I literally told someone that if we get to 10 and Shador's still on the board, I might need to find my way into the war room and hold Jerry Jones down. Stop.
That'll be Johnny
Manziel situation.
Yep. Remember, Jerry said he was this close to drafting him.
Close to Johnny Manziel.
Ready to turn in the card.
But I really do think Schottenheimer has a ton more influence than like a Mike McCarthy did, because Jerry literally said that Schotty's already kind of gotten aggressive about certain things. So we'll see.
Okay.
All right.
Mimbu. Oh, yeah. All right. So Mimbu's off the board. Carolina's up. I still have. Oh, and Giants just exercised Kayvon Thibodeau's 5th year.
Well,
yeah, I just saw that.
NASCAR, like you called last night, Jeff.
I will say this as a Cowboys fan, I don't want to see Carter and Thibodeau and Brian Burns coming to our offensive line right now. I don't want to see that right now. I'm gonna be honest.
That is well. The good news is it is the Giants, so they tend to not play very well.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, but yeah, I'm not proud, and I'm not completely convinced our offensive line is ready yet.
Right.
I will say we made some strides in free agency to really kind of get some depth in that position, and I'm grateful.
Right.
But I'm really not sold. And Marcus, I called last year's first round pick. I knew that it was going to be. I called it. But I'm not sure if that's the best option. I'm not comfortable at left tackle with him, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I just don't like our line. I think with Martin retiring, we've got so many holes, but at least, what is it? The line coach is Cooper Beebe's former coach, so that should be good. And if Tanya Coles is listening, that should mean maybe Deuce will get some action. That's where he got his
Yeah.
Tanya loves her little Deuce.
I like Deuce too. But the only action Deuce is getting is guard and tackle. He's going to guard the Gatorade and tackle anybody that come near it.
On the Broncos practice squad.
Love you, Deuce.
Man. I bet there's some packages set up for him now. So
for who?
Deuce. I don't want to make my best friend mad. I'm just setting it up. Y'all, look, I got them crack. Look at this. They're over here like, they've got that bent over laughing right now. Look, I don't want Tanya to come for me. She knows where I live. So
they got them FedEx packages set up for her.
Yeah, we can call Chris and tell Deuce he can sleep in late Monday. Michael Balderas throwing out hints. I don't know if he already got the word or not.
I'll look. The pick's in for the Panthers. Let's see. Hold on. I don't want my face to give it away.
I think we went defensive end here last night. We went Jalen Walker right here last night at 8.
That's who I put. That's who I have them taking too.
And the reason we said that is because they love the receiver they drafted last year.
Leggett.
Mm-hmm. And him and Tet are pretty much the same guy.
Yeah.
To me. And then they had another rookie last year who really stepped up, who actually was good enough to get Mingo traded. So they got 2 second-year receivers, and then they still got Adam Thielen in the slot. So they've got a young roster over there. If they took Ted, I wouldn't be surprised, but they have absolutely nothing at defensive end. Yeah. They got to get a pass rusher.
And unfortunately for the disgrace of me and Lambo, you got a guy like Deontay Thornton that they can get in the later rounds, and he could be that straight speed guy for him.
Yep. Mendoza doing the curse.
Curse
emoji. I know what that means.
And Muss was Ted.
Yep.
Come on home.
Well,
come on home, Golden.
Yep. Coming to Dallas. Well, so much for that.
Oh, well, at least we'll have 4-2 on the outside. I can live with it.
Yeah. Man. Man.
Hopefully, don't find a way to
and it just so you know, it's not officially announced yet. We just got the secret.
I mean, it's a good pick for them. They got an extremely young receiving core. All their receivers now are 6'4" and up.
Snap and tap.
Yep. Leggett 6'4". The other receiver, Jalen Coker, 6'4", and now you got Ted 6'5". Adam Thielen in the slot doing what he does.
That is a solid wide receiver room.
Yeah.
Solid.
Chuba Hubbard just got signed, so they got running backs. Still got Rico.
So trade
Jonathan
back.
Brooks.
Should we trade back?
Yeah,
Definitely.
I would.
I mean,
Definitely.
Golden. I mean, where? How far could we feasibly trade back to get
17.
Golden? You think
17
17?
to 18.
Golden?
Mm-hmm.
Or Burden even? I mean, they were high on Burden, weren't they?
I have my thoughts on Burden, but
I think they would go in Mecca before they took Burden, though.
One of the admins said, Tyson said they gave up their trash and picked up the best big wide receiver in the draft. Man. Dang, that really sucks.
Wouldn't it be funny if Bryce take a step back now? Bud, if you're watching, I'm sorry.
If they do, it's time to get a new quarterback. you should at least be accurate with these three guys.
I mean, you don't even have to be too accurate. Just throw the ball up in the vicinity.
Man. So now what do we do? Wow.
So if you pay attention to all of Schottenheimer's interviews, the way he describes what they want to do, he's been describing Golden for 3 months.
He wants a passionate player who loves the game of football. And what was his other things that was he gave a few more descriptions that were spot on to Golden.
They want up tempo. They want guys who can get open quickly. They're going to be running a lot of speed routes to get separation. All of that screams Golden.
Yeah.
But do you take him at 12? That seems way too high to take him at 12, right?
If I don't get a trade partner, turn the card in.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, like again, 4.29 speed at number 12. I'm not mad at that pick at all.
And again,
I think the upside is there. No, I just think the upside is there. I wouldn't be mad at that pick at all.
And again, we not depending on him to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you
we have a guy.
Right. If you get a guy at 12, it sounds like a high pick. But if you get a guy and he's gonna help relieve the number one guy, and he's gonna be a good complementary piece, it doesn't matter where you draft him at. Just get some help for CD.
Right.
Okay, so here we go.
This is the big one.
Hold on, the pick's in. Let me look and see if I can figure out if I guessed this properly.
I need to follow whoever Amanda follows.
Here, hold on.
Yeah, type it in the private chat.
I am.
Okay. All right.
All right, so Ted's officially off the board.
There you go, Jeff.
Gotcha, Amanda.
All right, so everybody who's
spot on too.
Everybody who's just now joining us, we'll go through the picks really quick. First pick, the Titans took Cam Ward. Second pick, Cleveland traded to Jacksonville. They got Travis Hunter. Third pick, the Giants took Abdul Carter. Fourth pick, New England took the left tackle Will Campbell.
Man, I wanted him.
Fifth pick, Cleveland took Mason Graham, defensive tackle from Michigan. I'm so glad he's off the board. That was the one pick that if we would have taken, I would have been mad about.
But Mason Graham?
Yes.
Why? You don't want another Mozzie Smith?
No.
I was ready. I was really excited to go to war with Cowboys fans about a pick from Michigan. I mean, that just sounded like it made the most sense.
His tape looked.
I would say don't speak too soon. The tight end is still available.
His tape looked good, but when I heard he played the season at 330 and he came to the combine at 295, no.
Our worst nightmare is about to happen, I'm afraid, guys. Someone go tackle Jerry Jones.
No, man, don't tell.
Kelvin Banks Jr. is going to head to the Saints. That's defensive tackle Kelvin Banks Jr. That means that I cannot. Well, the Bears don't need a quarterback. No. Who's at 11? Hold on. San Francisco don't need a quarterback. Oh,
I beg to differ that San Francisco don't need a quarterback. But
What you think they're gonna
I
take?
agree.
Please, maybe they'll
No.
take Shador Sanders. Somebody take him before Jerry
What?
Jones gets a chance to.
I know San Francisco won't, but if they do,
No,
won't.
Joey.
Hey.
No, Joe. We do not speak that wild stuff here.
Trying our contacts for the Cowboys.
Yeah, hold on. Let me message the Cowboys. I got some contacts there now.
Hey,
Hold on.
Purdy said he wanted $60 million. We bring in his
Yeah.
replacement and give him his walking papers.
Is Jay in the Bay still here? Is he still in the chat? Do
Who is
y'all
that?
want? Will y'all take
Jay in the Bay.
your friend? Is it in the Bay? What's his name?
Jay in the Bay.
Jay in the Bay. Is he still here? Y'all go tell him to sign Sanders. Tell your people.
Please don't tempt Jerry. Oh my God, please don't tempt him.
That's surprising because they just drafted a left tackle with the first pick last year. And then the year before, they drafted a first-round pick in Trevor Penning. Not like the year before, in 3 years. I did just see that they did not accept Trevor Penning's fifth-year option.
Okay.
So that means this is the last year of his deal, his rookie deal.
Man.
So I guess Kelvin Banks is gonna compete with Penning. I don't know. That's a lot of firsts for tackles.
Yeah.
Unless they're gonna want to move one of them to guard.
No, they got 2 first-round picks at guard. They drafted Eric McCoy about 5 years ago at center.
I thought he was center.
Yeah. The year before that, they drafted Cesar Ruiz. He played center, and then they moved him to guard.
Okay.
They got a lot of first-round picks on their offensive line to be that trash.
I am really concerned as we're creeping up to this 12th pick here.
Amanda, please. I know, the fan of you met some people. Please message them now.
Message the ones that I know. Hey, please somebody go tell Jerry. This is not an opportunity. It's not some secret message.
Yeah, somebody tell Jerry should do us off the board. Please.
Even New Orleans fans are like, huh?
Yeah.
We have no quarterback.
Hey, I guess they like
Can you imagine Carson right now?
Now,
send Carson a message. Hey, go stop him.
Michael Baldera says, "Don't rule out O-line." What O-lineman's left that would be worth 12 at this point?
Tyler
3
Booker,
of them are gone.
But Tyler Booker is not a 12.
No.
But I heard rumors about it too. I know where Michael's coming from because I saw that rumor too.
Well, let's hope that was just a rumor.
So there's a small school kid who they say have been climbing up the draft boards.
Mike Green?
Got Loveland?
No.
The tight end?
It's a guard.
Okay.
What's his name? I'm trying to find his
Bears
name.
picks in.
Gray Zabel. It's been a lot of talk that he's been climbing up draft boards.
The guy from North Dakota State?
North Dakota State, yeah. That's it. North Dakota State.
Jesus, Jerry, don't do it.
No, I'm just hoping.
Jesus, Jerry, don't do it.
I told Brian, I said maybe Ben Johnson don't like Caleb Williams. And he gave me this look like I'd looked at my little secret cheat sheet and they were about to take Shador Sanders. That was the funniest thing.
Are they announcing Kelvin Banks or are they at 10 already?
Oh, they're at the Bears are in. They've already announced pick 9.
Okay. Eric O'Brien, thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate you tuning in. Joey Alexander, wild stuff this is, Jerry, we're talking about. He does dumb stuff every year. He hasn't landed a good first pin since Micah. Hard to argue with that. We got Stephen White joining us. Thank you for joining us. William Coulter Jr., haven't seen you in a while. Appreciate you tuning in. I think we're all team trade back right now, William.
Hey, Marcus, if you was in our personal chat, you should see what Marlon's posting right now.
Well, he doesn't like the pick.
No.
Maybe that's when you want to do that. Trade back.
Well, it would make sense with Kellen. He's got that in line there. Brian made a good point. Maybe. Maybe Kellen's already called Jerry and said, "Hey, we want your pick. You want to trade back with us?" They trade back up, but I think that'd be a little too. We wouldn't have a first then. I don't think that'd be a smooth move.
They would have to trade up from the second, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, they would have to give us like 3 first.
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe we can fleece Kellen Moore for that.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen White said we're one step closer to Tyler Warren.
I don't think so.
So
I think the Bears pick is in.
yeah.
So
Last night, Jeff took Mike Green right here. I said they would probably go tight end because they got to get weapons on the offense. So I could see this. I could see this being. I could see this being
Loveland.
Tyler Warren actually.
Loveland.
Loveland over Warren.
You got Colston Loveland.
Some about
Y'all
these
ready?
Michigan players.
Y'all ready, Michigan? Y'all ready? Tyler Warren's coming to Dallas.
Stephen White. One
Oh,
step closer.
Michigan.
Oh, Loveland's Michigan?
Yeah.
I thought
Loveland's
Tyler
Michigan,
Warren
yeah.
was Michigan. Sorry.
Warren's Penn State.
Y'all can tell I don't watch enough
Hey,
college football.
We've done good with Penn State.
Oh, well,
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
so Colston
y'all-
Loveland out the door to Ben Johnson.
Can y'all imagine what's going through Jerry Jones' mind right now?
Lee Harrison. We haven't
Oh, I
picked yet.
could bring Dion back. Sorry.
He got too much to think about.
Probably for 1 year.
Tyler Warren could be there
Give
too.
Shoddy fire, like that's like setting the stage for Shoddy's. Like, I'm getting fired at the end of this season. Man,
It's gonna be so.
Wow.
I hear Tool.
Michael Baldera says Josh Simmons, the tackle from Ohio State, would be an option. Joel Pacheco, how the Dolphins looking on getting? The Dolphins need a tackle because their tackle just retired, and they got Jalen Ramsey on the trade block, so they could go tackle or tight end. I mean tackle or corner.
Very surprised.
Okay.
Raymond Wileys, I hope I pronounced that right, says I really don't want Golden. Let me know why you don't want Golden. I'm curious why.
Yeah, I would like to know that as well.
William Coulter, Nick Chubb is a free agent.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So is the 10th pick official yet?
It's
Yes.
being announced now.
Okay. And that was Loveland, right?
Yes, Loveland at 10. And that means that we are one pick away from Shador Sanders being a Dallas Cowboy.
Or we draft another tight end.
Or taking another tight end.
Or we could take another Michigan D tackle.
Yeah, that's true. Grant.
I know.
Man.
All right, let's look real quick.
Steven says I'm nervous.
You should be.
We all are, Steven.
Who would trade up for a tight end? Anybody? Miami, Indy, Atlanta, Arizona, Cincinnati, Seattle. That's the next 5 after us. I don't see a team trading up for a tight end out of those.
One pick, Ryan. One pick, hun. We're at 11.
All right. So everybody in the chat, please don't ruin the Cowboys pick. When we get to the Cowboys pick, do not put it in the comments.
Yes, please don't. I won't say anything either.
None of that. I'm hearing stuff, Michael Balderas.
49ers,
Yeah, I've already.
49ers picks in.
Yeah.
We're
Even
at
the Niners pick. The Niners pick's already in, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael already put it in the comments. But yeah, we are technically one pick away, Ryan Solo, but
Trade.
officially 2.
William, we're not ahead of you. We're all on the same draft. We just have there's people on Twitter and other sources that you can kind of get a idea of who's picking. That's how we know certain people have been picked.
Yeah.
They just officially announced, just so you know, they only just now officially announced Loveland. So,
Yeah. Tyson posted in our group chat. Yeah, Warren, Loveland before Warren. That's a surprise.
That is a big surprise.
Warren can play wide out too.
Yeah, he can play. Warren can play wide out too.
Mhm.
Since Brian just brought up.
Oh
Man.
my God! So what y'all telling me? Tyler Warren
Okay.
gonna be our new ex? Ah, that's what y'all telling me.
Okay, so I have an idea, Mark. Okay, so everybody, first of all, make sure you're sharing out the live stream, getting it out there. We've had a lot of people watching. Awesome. We appreciate you sticking with us. Can we have everybody post who they comment who they think we're gonna pick at 12?
Yeah,
Like,
go ahead
I
and post
wanna-
it now.
Okay, so everybody, right now, comment who you think the Cowboys are gonna pick at 12 right now, and we'll see where we're at. Jeff jumped in. He said, "I'm gonna be first." Jeff, there's no prize for this.
Oh, it's not my bad.
He's
All
still
right.
trying to win that first prize.
So, while we wait for that, and you putting the positive stuff in the comments, for some people, this is kind of a doomsday scenario we're looking at. I mean, Amanda's already kind of said it, but who's your doomsday pick for Dallas right now? Where you're like, I may just leave the live early.
Shedeur Sanders.
Jeff, what about you?
I just put in the chat Tyler
Oh,
Warren.
Tyler Warren.
Yes.
I agree.
I would, for me, it would be Josh Simmons. I don't think he's worth 12. I don't think he's better than who we already got at tackle.
Oh my!
Amanda,
Okay.
you sound
Cowboys
nervous.
are on the clock. Everybody,
Amanda sounds nervous.
I'm anxious.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you just listen to how Schottenheimer's talk, it's gotta be Golden. Gotta be. He's been describing Golden since day one, and they even when they brought in the receiver from Ohio State that we just Paris Campbell,
Mm-hmm.
he's a Golden type guy. Same traits.
Okay, so Mikael Williams officially to official. It hadn't been announced, but
I love William Wiggins' comment. How he described it, the doomsday.
I like that doomsday Sanders.
You know what? I
just
take
don't
it
want
back.
the media circus. You know, like it is a media circus.
Yes, definitely.
My doomsday will be Gray Zabel because I've been hearing a lot of talk about him coming up the board.
Oh my goodness! I wish we would trade back right now too, Michael.
Yeah, that would be great right now.
Okay.
I think the pick's Golden.
I think it is too. That's kind of where I'm at. But
And I see a lot of people kind of saying trade. You got to ask yourself, who's the player they're trading up for, and what team wants to come take them? Like, who are they afraid that Miami would take to make them want to trade up?
I don't know.
That would be the question. Unless you agree with Michael Balderas and you think like he keeps saying Josh Simmons is the first left tackle on some teams' boards. Miami's tackle just retired, Teron Armstead. So they have a blatant hole at tackle, and their quarterback has a lot of concussion issues, so they got to fill that hole. So,
Oh, wow.
So who wants to jump Miami to get a tackle? That's the question. Atlanta doesn't need a tackle.
For the extra first from last year too.
Arizona could maybe. The Bengals definitely should consider it.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a lot to give up. But at the same time, Brian made an interesting idea. He said, so you let Cleveland trade back up. You let Cleveland trade back up because they have the first and the fourth pick in the second round. You take both of those and their new first from next year for next year. Would you do it?
They have the first. Oh, that's right. Wow.
The first
I didn't
and the
think
fourth
about that.
in the second round. So you let them trade back up to the 12th. You take both their seconds, keep your second, and take their first next year because they have that extra thing. And then they can get Sanders at 12. So think about that. You take their first and the fourth pick in the second round. You have your second. So that's 3 Cowboys picks in the second. And then you take the first they just acquired from Jacksonville next year so they can move back up and get Sanders. Would you do it? I'd jump in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially where we are right now, I would.
That'd be great. That's like Brian Tanner should be the he should be the new GM. Like that's a great trade. I forgot they had that many picks in the second.
I forgot too. Yeah.
Wow. In a heartbeat, I'd take that trade. Maybe it'll happen.
I mean, and even if they did do that, you could always give
2
up.
seconds.
You can always trade that second pick that they got from Cleveland with one of our 5th or 6th and maybe move back up to 27, 28.
Yep. That would be a great trade.
Sean Showalter says, take Tyler Warren.
I might stop. Please stop.
You're gonna make Jeff. Wait, is Jalen Walker still on the board? I guess he is, isn't he?
He is.
Huh.
This is Shotty does not run a too tight set.
No. Michael Baldera says that he sees them in the war room fielding calls.
Okay.
Oh man, no way. Check the admin chat. Look what Marcus checked the admin chat. I knew I called it, man.
Oh, I've been
really
paying attention.
Wow. Man. Wow. I really hope not. But we'll see.
Smoke screen.
Smoke. I hope so. I hope it's a smoke screen. Oh, look. So Michael said they're fielding calls to see what offers are available. Start stealing that Cleveland picks. Somebody wants Shedeur Sanders, right? I mean, if he's as good as everyone says, someone wants to jump up and take him because the Niners aren't taking him.
No, not at all.
So
Jason Layton says, don't hold out on us, Amanda.
Oh, that was just the only reason, Marcus, and that's nothing we found anywhere. It's just something that Tanya sent into our admin chat. We all have Brian sitting next to me as the admin chat, so we're all just kind of reading the rumors that are coming up on Twitter.
So I got a question. If Miami gets on the board and Shedeur is still there, do you think they take a swing at Shedeur with Tua's concussion history? I'm just saying, Tua is literally one hit away from never playing football in the NFL again.
He should already not be playing football. The fact his agent's strolling him out there is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Tua has no business playing football anymore. And I don't mean that hatefully. It's just no.
I'm just saying, let's keep an eye on Shedeur right there.
Yeah.
There's a possibility.
There's still only a minute left with us on the clock. We still ain't put a pick in. I don't know what's going on.
Might be a trade brewing.
Yeah, Jerry's sitting there. Someone's holding Jerry back from turning in a card.
Would y'all please stop posting Tyler Warren?
Yeah, look, Dion's on the phone. Look, Dion's on the phone with Jerry right now. I'm pretty sure I know the pick too, Michael. I'm just keeping my mouth shut. Yeah, the pick's in.
Okay.
Men and women who serve in the United States military for your sacrifices to defend our
All right, so we're almost there. Dallas is on the clock.
Anybody nervous?
Well,
I see all the people on X are saying Jerry Jones on the phone too.
Yeah, the pick's in. So
yeah,
I love how NFL trade rumors is like real slow.
and on cue, Marlo comes in and hollers Scatterboo. So I take that back. That's my doomsday pick. If we pick Scatterboo right here,
all right, Michael. All right, Michael Valderas, you can stop now. We got the point. He says, "I know the pick. I did not once mock this guy to Dallas, and it's not Warren."
They're happy about it.
Cowboys certainly are happy in the war room.
Who's jumping up and down?
Jerry's on the phone, and he's handing the phone. Who's taking the phone next? Let's see. And the fact that NFL Trade Rumors has not commented yet is really a load of absolute poop. Okay.
Yep. That's why you see me looking down.
Yeah, see that.
All right.
I knew it.
Not the one you put in
Tyler
the chat.
Booker.
You should.
Tyler Booker.
Stop. Come on, Amanda. Stop, please.
Tyler Booker. It's announced. It's official. It's official.
Stop.
Tyler Booker's the pick. No joke. Well. Wow. Okay. Did Marcus leave? Look, Marcus left.
Lord. No. What are we?
Wow. Now they better start trading back up. Oh, I'll bring Marcus back up here if he don't bring himself back in a second.
Wow.
But, y'all, Booker's a really good player. I understand the concept, but I think they reached for him. I do not think he was at 12. That makes me incredibly frustrated.
So if you're gonna if you're gonna draft Booker, why in the heck did we sign all these offensive linemen?
So we're not going to get a weapon? Like, so
you know what? I'm pulling Marcus. I'm pulling a Marcus.
Everybody's leaving. Wow.
What are we doing here? Like, seriously, what are we doing?
I have absolutely no clue. Wow.
We draft a guard at 12.
With Golden, so, and they better be, where's the running back they plan to get behind this line? You going to bring, like, what? Like, and then, so now basically your whole lines is no veterans on it, except Tyler Smith. So they're going to have Tyler, and Cooper. And Tyler. There's 3 Tylers on the offensive line. They're all so happy in the war room.
I don't understand what the hell for. I'm sorry. I mean,
why did we sign?
Even the people right out of rather had Shador.
Why did we sign all these guards this offseason?
I don't know. You got Hoffman. What is it? The other Solomon Thomas, I think, is one, right?
No.
No, he's a different. Okay.
Well, we know that means BB's gonna stay at the center then.
Yeah. Well, y'all can cancel seeing BB back at guard. That's for sure. Like Jeff just said. In the past 60 days, we've signed Sadiq Charles, Hakeem Adeniji, and Robert Jones. All of them play guard. What are we doing with them?
We're
just signed a guard.
They're moving Tyler.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe they're moving Tyler to guard.
Moving Tyler to left. Wait, which Tyler? Which Tyler? There's 3 of them at this point. So you can move Tyler Smith to left tackle.
If they did that, that would make me feel better. But I doubt that's what happens.
I mean, you move him over to left tackle, then you've got to find. Then you've got 4 guards to fight for left and right.
I'm looking at the war room. Why is everybody smiling and grabbing the back of their chair like
Jeff,
they just?
Mark Cruz has an answer for you.
I'm sorry. Let me look at Mark Cruz.
Man.
Wow. Dallas, you know what? Next year, count me out. I'm not watching the first round. I get excited every year.
Do you think we might be trading back into the first, no for a weapon?
We don't have trades unless we give out next year.
We gonna start giving out. I don't know. So we're gonna roll out there with Jalen Tolbert, Jonathan Mingo, CeeDee Lamb, Miles Sanders, and like 10 guards.
Yeah.
This is something that he's going to.
Wow.
At least Tyler's mom happy.
I'm sure she is, because she didn't expect him to be there either. Did he get invited to the draft?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
I posted yesterday on the DC for L page that the rumor was that Booker was the pick, and I had so many people angry at me. So now I can only imagine how angry people are with Tanya that she had to post that was the pick.
I just realized. Never mind.
Look, can you please put up Joey Alexander's comment, please, on the screen?
Joe Alexander.
Yes, Joey Alexander. Put up
The long one right here.
The short one.
Oh, okay.
Say it with me, 5 and 12. That's what.
Wow.
No, look, it's not even Steven. It's not that Booker is a bad pick. It's just that Booker's not worth the 12. Not with the other people that are on the board. We have no weapons outside of CeeDee Lamb. I'm sorry, that's it. The only weapon on your offense is CeeDee Lamb. I love Jake Ferguson. Don't get me wrong. Just not contract year. So I don't understand what we did. I don't understand.
Yvonne Lopez preaching to the choir.
We knew Jerry would do Jerry things.
I do agree with what you're saying, Michael. I do agree that Booker and Smith, both at guard, is a very scary interior. Maybe they're looking to let Javon Williams, right? I don't want to say it's Javonte Williams. I mean, we did bring in that they went BPA to them, which I'm not really sure how that's BPA. I mean, I think Shedeur Sanders would have been a better pick at 12, and that's a scary thing to come out of my mouth. But I do not agree. I do not agree with this pick.
Yeah, I don't either.
Every team in the East is getting better. It's okay. We got a bunch of guards to go up against that New York Giants defensive line.
Exactly.
Well, that's true, but so I do think I'm trying to be optimist here. So maybe Steele is going to be a post June 1 cut. We move Tyler Guyton to right tackle. With Tyler Smith to left tackle. And I'm just being an optimist. Put Booker at left guard. And then let the best man win at right guard.
That's a lot of shifting, Jeff.
That's a lot of moving.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to find some. I mean, I was looking to buy a golden jersey. I can't buy a Tyler Booker jersey.
If he wears 64, I get it. Other than that, I won't acknowledge the pick. So last night,
okay. So the rumor is that the Cowboys are trying to trade back up into the first.
They're trying to trade Bookers.
They're trying to trade Booker already. They're apparently making phone calls to try to get back up higher. So, but maybe this means they're going to sign Amari Cooper.
We talked about that last
I've been asking for Amari back for 2 years. Look.
All right, who's picking next? I don't even know.
Miami. But now we've got two. We got 2 picks in the second, right?
No, we got 1 pick in the second.
No, we got
one.
one.
2 in the second or just 1? 44?
Just 1.
Okay.
Y'all are going to be very surprised at the Dolphins pick.
It wasn't Josh Simmons?
Nah.
It's Kenneth Grant.
Yes.
I could see that. They just lost Christian Wilkins to the Raiders. They need a D tackle. Hell, I would have rather had that pick.
True. True.
It's sad I'd rather take a Michigan DT than the pick we made. That's when you know it's rock bottom.
Well, y'all know we're taking tight end in the second now.
Hey,
man, I don't even know what to say, y'all.
The coach pick in.
Okay.
That was kind of predicted.
Hey, if Tyler Warren keeps falling, we probably train back up for him.
Slap Chris Carter. Sorry, me and Brian got to drive to Lubbock. We'll be right back. One of our friends. One of our friends is like, it's not the sexy pick, but it ain't mad. It ain't that bad. It's like, would you be quiet? We're gonna come slap you, boy.
Michael Balderas asked the question: would you trade for Jamison Williams from Detroit, get a running back in the second or third? That's an option.
Or
okay.
Or the rumor that I've been reading about all day, the Jets was trying to move a third-day pick for Breece Hall.
We did hear that.
I have been hearing that.
And he is with, what is it, Aaron White Cotton? Isn't that one of his former players? So, I mean, you can see that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not too sold.
Yeah. So last night, I was telling everybody, if you just pay attention to the interviews that have been kind of put out there.
Okay, Tyson needs knocked out too.
They're gonna give Mingo every chance to be the X.
Tyson
and
never liked anything.
Not drafting Golden right here makes me think they're gonna trot out Golden. I mean, they're gonna trot out Mingo as the X, CD in the slot, and then I don't know what they do with the Z. I still wouldn't be shocked to see Keenan Allen be a guy that they call after the draft.
The fact that
he's sitting at home lets me know somebody.
They should have went to Prosper and signed Tyler Lockett.
I mean,
Prosper, Texas is literally like a mile from the Star. I don't know why they didn't go after Tyler Lockett if you were going to go after Tyler Booker.
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
So I'm holding out hope. Keenan Allen is sitting at home for a reason. Somebody's gonna pick him up after the draft. Hopefully it's us. That would help ease the pain a little bit. Also, and I know fans don't want to hear this, but I said it last night. I've watched 2 Miles Sanders interviews, and in both interviews, he said Brian Schottenheimer recruited him to come to Dallas because he has a defined role for him, and he's going to be a major contributor in the offense. So drafting a guard kind of lines up with that. I still think Dallas drafts a running back, but I think it's going to be close to the third round in second. So that would make me wonder, what do we go in the second?
I think you got to go running back in the second. If you're going to give him that chance, you're going to go running back or possibly corner. But Gilly was there this week, so I still think that's a possibility. I honestly have no idea now. D tackle maybe
in the second. Yeah,
I think everybody like at this point.
Scatterboo won't be gone, Kilo.
Yeah, he won't be gone in the second. I feel like I should try to talk Cowboys Nation off the ledge, but it's really hard for me to do that right now. But if it helps anyone feel better, we have a guy on our admin team. His name is Tyson, and he absolutely hates everything. His new nickname is Eeyore, and he loves this pick. So I'm not really sure what to make of that.
Tyson, why do you like this pick so much?
Right.
He said he's going to be a perennial Pro Bowler. It's in the chat. You'll see it. He said he's going to be the plug and play for Zach Martin.
That's some optimistic talk right there.
Well, unlike our pick, that's a golden outlook.
Nice wordplay. But if that's the case, why sign all these guards?
I don't understand that.
Yep.
Like, this makes zero sense.
They really want to protect that.
or Milton.
Definitely Milton.
Receivers.
Well, Tyler Warren's off the board. Went to the Colts.
Well.
Oh my gosh! If they get someone like Golden on their team,
yeah,
the Falcons, that's scary.
So yeah, can you imagine the Falcons with Golden?
Yep. Well, we're about to in about 7 minutes.
I
don't know. The Falcons almost have to go corner.
Yeah.
Man.
Does anybody get mad that it seems like Shador is falling to the Pittsburgh Steelers? They look like they're going to have their pick at quarterback.
Jeff, I done zoned out since I heard Tyler.
Aaron Rodgers is already on the phone with them saying, I'll take only $20 million a year. Aaron's about to be sitting at home.
I can't zone out, Mark. We're on live. I have to turn the camera off to do this.
Man, I would have rather us just taken a BS trade to go back so we could at least have Booker and something else.
Man.
Not just stay at 12 and pick them.
I still
I mean, I think he'll do well. I just don't like the pick.
Nah, don't like it at all.
How many Tylers can we have on one team now?
three. Well, three just on the offensive line.
I
So
know.
when they say Tyler was held for, flag on Tyler, which one?
Right.
Which one? Which one was offside or not offsides? I can't even talk. I'm so angry. I did not expect that.
We signed the guards as a ploy.
As
I'm
a
going to
ploy, so
blame
no
it
one
on
think we
Jeff
draft
for
one.
joining me and Marcus. We're going to blame it
Oh.
on Jeff.
We can fix that.
Man. So it looks like Sanders is going to fall to.
What's TJ Bass's first name? Is it Tyler too?
Hey, wait, is TJ Bass's first name Tyler?
Let's
It
look
better
up.
not be Tyler.
Wait, hold on. Is his first name Tyler? No, it's
His
not.
name is Travis. Travis
Thank
Bass.
goodness.
Close enough.
Tyler Gotten, Tyler Smith, Tyler Booker. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Then you got a Terrence Steele, so it's like the 4 T's and that's insane.
I don't
4
get it.
T's and a Cooper. 4 T's and a BB. And
Maybe they wanted to make a TP. I don't know. 4 T's and a BB.
Mark,
Man.
just know that I would not blame you if your internet goes out right now.
I'm glad Jerry's happy. At least, I mean, I guess we should all be grateful he fought the urge to go turn in a card to send Shedeur Sanders. He's grown, but I honestly don't even know. I think I might have preferred that at this point.
Yeah.
I'd have rather the media circus than it just doesn't make sense. You have no weapons. We did this last year. This was the same song and dance as last year. It's like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
We've been doing it for 30 years.
Man.
Yeah, I think they killed that Will Hernandez talk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man.
Well, we could show them a gift.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me show you my cool gift that I got since we're just sitting here. Look.
Okay.
Okay. Is that a Tyler Booker picture?
No. It's
Sorry.
Brian got all the signatures from the fans of the year for me. Since I couldn't go to the Super Bowl, so he got it for me. It's pretty cool. And then it's got 2 smaller pictures on the side with pictures from the actual Super Bowl. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
Brian's my homie. Came over to sit here and shoot the crap with me during the draft.
Console you from that pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might pull out the liquor in a second. I don't know. It's pretty close.
It's funny that you say that about. I was looking. I said the liquor store will be open for an hour and 16 minutes. So I got an hour to get to the liquor store.
Yeah.
It's so funny. See, the Cowboys actually sent me some. I guess they were planning in advance for this pick.
That's why Carson didn't say.
That's why Carson didn't want me to come today. Man. So the Falcons still haven't picked yet. They got 30 seconds left. No pick is in.
Well,
They're really thinking it over.
good news for you is if a guy like Dante Thornton falls to the field, he'll probably be a Cowboy.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I mean, give me a running back and Dante Thornton, I'm good. I don't like Tyler Booker, but we took him. But if we can get Thornton, I'll be kind of excited about that. And I'm definitely drafting him in fantasy.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm gonna walk Tanner out. I'll be right back.
All right. We should have called Denver and said, look, whatever you want to give us, we'll take it. And just got Booker at 20.
Seattle or somebody.
Fire sale. Michael Baldera said they feel the calls before the pick was made. Yeah, this one's crazy. After all that talk about you want to get impact players, explosive guys, guys who affect the quarterback, guys who can catch the ball, we end up going with a guard.
All I gotta say is they must got a lot of plans for these next few rounds. They got to have a plan.
It is 3 years in a row, William Carter. Yep, it's 3 years in a row. Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to look at some positives.
I think he'll be a decent player. I'm not putting him in the Pro Bowl like the rest of them. I don't see Pro Bowl day one start out of Tyler Booker. I see a solid guard.
At 12, Mark, I think you gotta push him as a day one starter.
I mean, he gotta be, but I don't see a guy that I would put in the Pro Bowl in the next year or two. I hope he can come in and surprise me, but I just don't see it.
Even if he surprised me, I still don't like the pick.
Yeah.
Yes, I take this time to publicly apologize. I told everybody yesterday I don't see us drafting anything on offensive line.
Yeah, you did say that, Jeff. You said you went to the offensive lineman in the 5th round.
And the very first pick. Seriously, this is what makes being a Cowboys fan so hard here.
Mm-hmm.
You have to try to be optimistic, but aside, you just want to throw your computer. So, Marcus, I know it's kind of hard to move past this first pick, but where do you think we're going in the second? From some of the comments you made, yeah, I'm about to say
not running back.
From some of the comments you made, I don't think it's running back. So, do you think they're thinking maybe a Becca falls in the second round or something like that?
Second round, they always go wild card type guy. I wouldn't be surprised if Isaiah Bond at this point.
What did he run? What was his speed for?
I actually had him in the second in my mock draft. That was who I had in the second was Isaiah Bond.
He ran a 4.35.
Not bad.
Yeah. Realistically, without knowing how the draft play out, oh man, I think it's gonna be defensive tackle.
Okay.
I mean, I just think they fill out the trenches.
I saw the rumor come out yesterday about Booker, and I tried to think, no, because it was, and then Clarence Hill shot it down quickly. He said, no, we're not going OL in the first. Don't even think about it. And I'm tempted to go on to X now and be like, sir, can you please tell me where your information is coming from so I know not to follow them?
I don't trust in it. I don't want to say names, but he's on my short list of people whose word I don't trust, along with another very popular Cowboy media guy who's been around for 40 years. Jeff, yesterday you did take Trey Harris in the second in your mock draft.
Yeah.
If we go receiver, I wouldn't be shocked to see Bond. Maybe Trey Harris. I think it's D tackle though.
Okay.
Shane
So if
Oden
that's the
said, by the
case,
way,
that means
everybody.
go ahead.
I was just reading Shane Oden said, by the way, everyone is acting, you would think we are tanking the season already. That's what it feels like.
Now, I'm not gonna say tanking the season. We just that pick would have made sense if we hadn't signed all those guards.
Mm-hmm.
That's what make that pick not make sense.
Or if we would have traded back and he failed us.
Like Guyton did last year. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we did like last year, traded back 2 or 3 times, and then we took Booker. Okay. We stockpiled in picks. We used those picks for skill players. But
Mm-hmm.
The Arizona Cardinals are on the clock. You see what they need. They, of course, got Martin Harrison Jr. last year, still wide receiver on their wish list. As they will have
that's crazy.
I agree, Steven. Booker's okay, but just not at 12.
Didn't Bond have some issues pop up?
He did.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that makes the perfect sense.
Sexual assault case.
Uh-huh.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right.
But isn't that, I mean, look at Jerry's track record.
That's what I was saying, yeah. It's injury prone or in trouble with the law in the second round.
Man. Is Kareem Hunt out there still, or did Kansas City wrap him up another year? I'm just thinking here.
I'll find out.
I just can't imagine where their mind was at with looking at this team and looking at the talent we have on the offensive side of the ball. I just don't understand.
I think either an edge with pressure to go along this play, or maybe a defensive back. We haven't seen a safety or very many corners yet go off the board. So
you see Rudd texting?
I didn't. Let me see. No, he will just text you. I don't have a text.
He got a group. Yeah, he got a group.
It hadn't come through yet. If I'm in there.
Oh man.
So
he said he'd like to pick in the other chat, but
he trolling.
I just said we all know Rudd trolls.
Where we at right now? 15, 16? Okay, Walter Nolan.
17.
Okay. I like the Jalen Walker to Atlanta. They definitely need some defensive players.
So, and Jalen Walker, of course, went to the Falcons.
Yeah.
So the Bengals are on the clock. You would think maybe that's why and honestly, sitting here retroactively thinking about this pick, do you think that's why the Cowboys didn't trade back? Don't the Bengals the Bengals need O-line, right? Desperately.
Right.
The Bengals need defense desperately too, though.
I just wonder if there was, maybe they thought that Booker was headed to Cincy if they didn't take him. Very similar to how they couldn't trade too far back last year because of Mozzie, apparently, because supposedly the Chiefs wanted him.
I wouldn't care.
No. If that's the case, then I trade with Cincy so that they can get Booker.
Is Golden still? No one's taking Golden yet, right?
No, Golden's still there.
Huh.
Got a feeling he won't be long.
I'm looking at the Rams and the Chiefs and maybe the Bills. He won't pass one of those three.
He is definitely a Chiefs pick.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
that's a scary idea.
Yep.
Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Golden.
And Hollywood Brown still there,
and
too.
Hollywood, they did. They gave him Hollywood. I don't know, Brian. Golden to Seattle. My thought with that is they just got Cooper Kupp. Maybe.
They got Jackson Smith and Jigba in the draft last year, too.
Yeah.
Run first philosophy, probably planning on getting a good running back in the next 2 rounds. I mean, that's what we all thinking, but did you have to go Booker at 12 when you, like Jeff said, you just signed 3 guards? We ain't even got the training camp yet. You don't know what you got. So which one of those guards can go ahead and pack their stuff up?
Robert Jones.
Hey,
But I don't know. He's. I see they're going attitude on the offensive line. Everybody they signed pretty much got a nasty streak in them. But I still feel like none of those are better than either Hoffman or Bass.
yeah. Or BB if you move him
Even
to guard.
or BB, yeah. So I don't see whether I will say this: Tyler Smith, BB, and what's the guy we just drafted? I can't even think his name. That's bad.
Booker.
Booker. That's a nasty interior.
It is.
That is, it is very nasty, scary interior.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that's a ground and pound. I mean, I could run behind that line.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could run behind that line, Jeff. That is a scary line.
That it is, but again, it's just not the sexy pick.
Well, that's what happens when your offensive coordinator is a former offensive lineman. This is what you end up with.
That's true.
I know Charlie gonna hate to hear this, but we might want to run the ball about 35 times a game.
Hey, Dak was at his best when he passed 20 to 25 times a game.
Look, you go back to 2016 with Zeke. I mean, I will say this. I know we don't want to get too deep in this talk, but have y'all seen some of the video coming out of Dak practicing?
I have.
I am pretty impressed, with how far he is in his recovery, I guess. I didn't expect him to be at this level in April. And I know CeeDee Lamb today had some words to say. So I'm not going to repeat those words that CeeDee Lamb said, but he said, 4 is back. And he said, everybody watch out. So I know Dak's lost a lot of weight, and he's thinned down. Maybe he's going to get a little more mobile. Maybe that's why they're securing that line. Maybe Dak's going to become mobile again.
Better start running quarterback sneak.
I mean, maybe we're going to be the tush-push kings. What? We got that nasty interior. Think about what solidified the ability to do that in Philly. Now, you got Jalen Hurts at squat 600 pounds, so that, of course, helps. But you had Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, and who was on the other side? Mason Graham? No. Brandon Graham?
For who?
Who was the other guard for Philly?
Oh, you mean last year?
Yeah. Who makes up that interior of Philly?
Last year they signed Mekhi Becton, but I think he only signed a 1-year deal.
Okay. I'm just trying to think maybe they're emulating kind of what they've seen successful, because if you look at the teams that have made it farther, they have very, very strong offensive lines.
Yeah. So the Eagles drafted Landon Dickerson about 3 years ago.
Okay.
He was supposed to be the replacement for what's the center's name that retired? Jason Kelsey. But then they ended up having Cam Jurgens fall into their lap last year, and he turned out to be a pretty good player 2 years ago. So I think they moved Landon Dickerson to guard, and then they did just trade for Kenyon Green from Houston. So they got Kenyon Green, Landon Dickerson, and Cam Jurgens, and Cam Cam Jurgens as the interior. And Kenyon Green was a former first-round pick for the Texans 2 years ago that they didn't think panned out. But more than likely, he'll find his second win with the Eagles.
Do you think tomorrow will be better, Marcus?
You mean in terms of who we pick, or how we feel about today's pick?
I mean, do you think you'll feel better tomorrow? What will make you – let me ask both of you. What will make you feel better about the pick today that we do tomorrow? What can make you feel better?
You want to go first, Marcus?
The only way I would feel better about today is if a running back we didn't expect to fell to 44. I don't think we're going running back at 44, but if something would have happened and a back fell to 44, like if by some chance Hampton fell to 44, or the team decided to, or Henderson fell to 44, the team decided to take Johnson, I feel a lot better. That, or if by some chance Emeka fell to 44.
That's the other wide receiver, right?
Yeah, from
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Right. What do you think,
And
Jeff?
before you go,
Mike.
Jeff, Michael Baldera said he posted Tyler Booker's full scouting report in the DC4L group. So everybody who's a member of DC4L, go over and check out Michael Baldera's comment and give it a like. Stop it, Shane Odom. But go ahead. I don't drink Shane Odom. If that happened tomorrow, I'd be coming here with a bottle, with a filth or something.
Are you coming to my house too?
if our first two picks were Tyler Booker and Scatterboo, I might need to be on suicide watch.
We're gonna get you a turtle suit. Isn't that what they call it? The turtle suit.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Go ahead, Joe.
So for me, the only thing that would make me happy tomorrow is A, if we get a running back, and B, right now I'm going for hope. We get some type of flash player as a receiver or something like that. We got to get CD some more help. I don't want to go into the season depending on Jonathan Mingo. Now, Mingo could be a diamond in the rough. He could come out and have a breakout year. But I don't want to depend on that.
Yeah.
So if we can some type of way get 3 picks tomorrow, get a running back and a receiver, and then get a D tackle, I wouldn't care too much about this first pick.
Yeah.
So we could get 2 firsts or 2 thirds, or not 2 firsts, I'm sorry, 2 seconds, or 2 seconds and a third, or a second and 2 thirds, some type of way tomorrow, and get any variation of those players, I would be happy.
Okay. I would like to see.
I got a question after you answer.
Okay, well, I would like to see a running back. I think that's my biggest concern is us walking through this year like we did last year and not taking anybody. That really concerns me. For some reason, I feel like we don't prioritize impact players. At least the last few years. And if you think about it, the only real last time we took a big impact player, he happened to just fall to us. No one expected CeeDee Lamb to be our pick. Does that make sense? I mean, that was just sheer dumb luck that we got CeeDee Lamb. Now I'm just talking offensively, of course. So I want to see a running back, but I don't know anyone that could fall to the third wide receiver wise that really would make a big impact right away. Who? Do you know anybody? Like y'all watch college football more than I do. So
Deontay Thornton.
Is he good? See,
I like his measurables. He's a 6'4", almost 6'5" guy, 4'3", good long speed. I think that he could be. Me and Lambo, we think that he could be a great X or Z, but more of an X.
Oh man! Apparently, Micah's facial expression when Booker was picked was something to witness.
Yeah. So I was just thinking about it like this. We got Zach Martin at what, 16?
Mm-hmm.
We just drafted another guard 4 picks ahead of what we took Zach Martin. He would have to be that type of special for me to even consider this. We drafted him 3 picks behind what we got Tyron Smith. It's a lot of guards that I've seen go top 12 that were worth 12. I just don't see it with this guy. I don't see top 12 perennial all-pro potential out of Booker. And that's not saying I hope he doesn't succeed. I'm just going by what I see. Right. He's a decent guard that you would draft anywhere from 23 to 28. I don't see the first pure guard off the board. If this was Mimbu, I'd say, okay, I can see that. Mimbu is special if he failed. But Booker, I don't see special to go 12.
It probably was one of those times like when we, and I hate to bring this up for a Cowboys fan, but when we took Taco, Dallas,
Good job,
Dallas
Jeff.
well, I'm just saying Dallas was trade, and from what I heard, they couldn't find a trade partner. They panicked and they turned in Taco's card. It kind of has that writing over it to me. Now, I pray that he doesn't turn out like Taco, but to me, I think that they were on the phone, didn't like the trades they got, and so they were like, "Hey, we'll take what we consider the second best guard, or maybe even the top guard. I don't know what their board looks like."
I mean, he's the first pure guard to get drafted.
Yeah. And then it could just be, the offensive coordinator. And your guy, Zabel, he just went.
Seattle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Seattle.
Oh, Cincinnati took Shamar Stewart. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say this. Golden is falling.
Golden is falling.
He is falling, but he won't make it past Kansas City.
No. He might not make it past the Chargers.
Oh, no. We don't want Golden with now I can't the guy his name my mind just went blank, but the Chargers
the quarterback.
Oh, you
with
you talking Justin Herbert?
No, not just it's the other wide receiver they got.
You talking about the slot guy they got from Georgia last year.
Right. I can't remember. It starts with an M, right? I can't remember his name.
McConkey.
There we go, McConkey. Yeah. I can agree, Richard. I will say this is a deep draft for running back. We've been saying that, but wide receiver, I do not agree at all. I do not think this is a deep draft at wide receiver at all.
But again, you pick them at 12.
Yeah.
If you pick a offensive lineman, a guard specifically at 12, you expect to get the biggest badass that came out of college football, and he's going to step on the field, and you're looking at an all-pro.
I agree.
I don't see that. That's not saying he's a bad player. I don't see taking a guard at 12 who has not just been lighting it up all offseason and has amazing tape to back it up. And to be honest, I'm afraid of Alabama guards because I haven't seen a lot of them really paying out.
I'm going to reserve my decision, I guess, on how I feel completely about it until tomorrow and see what we do in the second. Now, if we go out there and roll out and take a tight end or some other obnoxious Jerry Jones move. But I do find it interesting, of course, Shedeur has not been taken yet.
Yeah.
We are almost to Pittsburgh.
Well, we're almost at Pittsburgh. Jeff, did you say something? I think your mic is off, Jeff.
I'm sorry. He won't make it past Pittsburgh. I'm sorry. I clicked it and didn't know it. Yeah, he won't make it. But I don't know. Pittsburgh could take Jackson Dart.
That's true.
Who fits Mike Tomlin's system better? That's the question.
In my opinion, Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, Baker Mayfield, isn't this the last year of his deal?
No, Baker Mayfield signed an extension.
Did he extend?
I think he signed a 4-year deal. Yeah, let's check. I think he signed 40. I think he signed it's 3 years, $100 million.
Okay.
And when did he sign that? Let me see. Yeah, so he has 2 more years left.
Okay. So they don't need a quarterback. Buccaneers don't. And then Denver, I mean, no.
Yeah. So just going through the comments, William Tracy has tape. Man Parker says Cowboys usually hit on linemen. You can say they hit on linemen, but like I said, before the draft started, we knew what Zach Martin was. Everybody knew what Zach Martin was. We knew what Tyron Smith was. We had a really good indication about Tyler Smith. There was a lot of buzz about how good he was and that if he went to guard and got rid of the holding, he'd be an all-pro. That was the talk. Only thing holding him back was holding and penalties. And everybody said he has all the traits to be an elite guard.
Yeah. And there he is. Yeah. And he is.
That was before the draft. I haven't heard any talk about Tyler Booker being the next great interior lineman. And you just took that at 12.
Okay, so Houston tried to move up to get Booker, and that is why the Cowboys did not trade back.
Houston. Where's Houston picking at? They got to be picking pretty low.
In the
25?
20s.
Okay,
24?
25, yeah.
24, yeah, somewhere around there.
If they were gave a good enough deal, I would have considered it.
Exactly.
Especially after Tet was gone.
I mean, because at this point, Golden's fallen all the way there. I mean,
yeah.
But clearly, we want to. They're following following the football. Someone in the trenches.
If that right there is the case, I don't understand that.
Yeah, and Mecca.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
God.
You don't understand which pick, Jeff?
Mecca to Tampa Bay.
Uh-huh.
You got Mike Evans there.
Chris Godwin.
You got Godwin. You got McNeil there that came on at the end. Where's Mecca gonna go?
Don't forget they got Trey Palmer too. They just drafted in the second round last year out of Tennessee.
Right. And arguably you can't take Godwin out of the slot.
Nope.
Actually, I wouldn't mind putting McNeil in the slot.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that one.
And Mecca before Golden.
Again, I think Mecca is a slot.
I can see that.
Hey, I guess they going 4 wide and let Baker cook.
Man.
Shane Odom says, I wonder if the Cowboys are thinking about playing Turpin more receiver. I mean, he just got a contract, so I would say definitely, yeah.
Yeah, they gave him a pretty good chunk of change, so.
Yeah, that was the other point I was going to make. I agree with that one, Shane. I mean, Turpin is golden, so to speak, so maybe that was their thought process behind it.
Yep.
Okay, so where do you think Denver goes?
Hampton.
Yep. No questions there. They run to the podium with the Hampton card.
Let me ask you guys this question. If overnight it comes out we traded for
Brees Hall?
No, not running back.
Okay.
The wide receiver from Denver or the wide receiver from Pittsburgh. Would that make you feel any better?
You mean Detroit? Jameson Williams?
No, I was thinking Cortland Sutton or George Pickens. Throw Jameson Williams in there too.
Okay.
Would that make you feel better?
Yes. In this order, I would like Williams, Pickens, in that order.
Okay. So you don't even consider Sutton at all?
I'd rather call Keenan Allen. I'd rather call Keenan Allen and then give up draft capital. I mean, if you look at those players, you're getting. I mean, Williams is due a contract soon.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton, I think he just got paid, didn't he, recently?
No, he's in the last year of his deal.
Okay, so I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I'd rather, because Keenan's clearly going to be cheaper than draft capital, and we got too many holes. So I would call, if we're going to sign somebody, I want a wide receiver that's a proven veteran that's sitting at home right now that isn't going to cost. I know that's not the popular answer. Okay, but just while we're out, but I would. I mean, I'm sorry, but CD and Amari Cooper were phenomenal together, and you don't need Amari to be the number one, and you need him to be the solid number two. I think that's the best option looking at it, because Golden's he'll be gone soon. So, and then maybe pick up Bond, because who knows, he could go undrafted. Like
Let me ask you this question then: if something happened and Dallas ended up trading for the 30th pick to get in front of Kansas City, if Golden fell that far, would that make you feel better?
Depends on what they had to give up.
Okay.
Well, it would depend on what we had to give up. But then I'd just pretend in my mind that we took Golden at 12 and traded up to get Booker at 30. That would be like
that would work.
And we've traded. I mean, what would it cost? That's the question. And
right
now, would you give up next year's first to move back into the first?
I don't think it would take that much. I think you would definitely have to give up this year's third and probably next year's third. I think you well after what Jacksonville gave up, all bets are off. Yeah. In a real draft, you probably give up this year's third and next year's third to get from 44 to 30. It may be next year's second.
I would give up this year's third and next year's second to move back up into the first in a heartbeat. To get Golden, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
You like Golden that much, Jeff?
Because that still leaves me the second to take my running back.
Yeah, but then
no, you're using this year's second.
Oh, I thought you said
third and next year's third. It's gonna take 3 picks.
Okay, never mind then.
No,
I don't know. It seems too much.
Okay.
No, I'm good, man.
Too many
remember, we still got to get some D tackles too.
Yeah.
Too many veteran wide receivers at home. Maybe that's where the Cowboys' mind's at too. And Stephon Gilmore,
2 trades working.
And I will say this: Stephon Gilmore coming into the Star, while they said it was just to visit, to me, I don't think anything's done just to visit. I just cannot see that in my mind. I think he spoke to somebody, and I truly believe that the Cowboys wanted to see how the board fell. It would not surprise me if shortly after the draft, Stephon Gilmore signed to another 1-year deal.
Yeah, I think that's definitely.
I don't know if fans know this, but Tuesday is workout day. Like if there's a free agent, that's when anybody who is a free agent around the league, just in football in general, if you know somebody, Tuesday's the day where they come in and work them out. So I don't think it was a coincidence he came in on a Tuesday.
I don't either.
Yeah, and the second thing, what reason would there be for him to come in?
Right.
2 days before the draft to visit after he left in bad terms?
Because Eberflus made that phone call.
Yep.
They just showed Deion Sanders. They just showed Deion on the screen, and he. What?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were kind of freezing up, so I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I was just saying they showed Deion on the screen right now, and he does not look like a happy man.
So, the last thing I was just saying, Eberflus did have Stephon Gilmore with him in Indy for 2 years. So there's definitely a connection right there. And just like Jeff said, Eberflus probably called in that favor.
Yeah, Barron to Denver.
Barron,
cornerback.
Wow.
Barron.
The corner from Texas. Wow.
Oh, the corner. Okay.
Future generations will thrive.
Oh,
no. Denver took a corner?
Yes, they took a corner.
Didn't the other corner just win Defensive Player of the Year last year?
This is why I whistle.
I mean, what we doing here, Sean Payton? I mean, I guess they just trying to build a hell of a secondary, but I could have sworn that Pat Surtain won Defensive Player of the Year last year.
Didn't he?
I'm almost sure he did.
I guess they're saying, hey, they got to compete with the Chargers and they got to compete with the Chiefs. So, hey, you got to have some corners to cover these guys.
Is Pittsburgh running to the podium right now?
They are sliding.
They're like, no way. No way. I mean, so is this, do we think he goes? Jackson Dart or Shedeur? What do you think?
I think Jackson Dart.
I'd take Jackson too.
I agree.
I don't think you want the media circus. And I think that people don't want to talk about it, but I think that a lot of people also have to take into effect as a coach. I wouldn't want the media circus that comes along with having a Sanders. And I don't mean that hatefully. I'm just saying that you want a guy who's going to come in and head down, nose clean, worry about football. And I heard that the interviews that Shador did, like the visits, were not popular.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So the views have been pretty consistent, but we haven't got any comments in a while. So get back in those comments. Let us know what you guys think about what's been going on so far in the first round.
Everybody's still in shock.
Everybody got that Michael Parsons look.
I've asked several people to send me that picture. I hadn't seen the look.
Oh, you hadn't seen it?
No, I hadn't seen it. I just seen the Dion look on TV, but
Dion on TV.
Yeah, that Dion looked like he needed a shave in a couple of hours for that. I mean, it was his hair grew fast.
All right.
I will say this. A positive thing is
okay. We take positives.
No, it's going to be a lot of running backs available in the second and possibly the third.
And that's what we've been saying for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, and right now, I'm looking. Let me see here. Let me take a quick look.
Because I was telling people, whoever you have as your 7th or 8th best running back will probably be available in the third.
Wow. The pick's in. Okay.
I'm wondering is Golden going to go to the Texans?
I mean, they've got such a stout receiver core. But I guess you look at injuries.
I'm sorry. I just thank you, Marcus. I just got that picture.
Yeah.
Hey now, wait a minute.
It's not a picture of you, Amanda.
I know, but you got to.
I'm up.
You got to.
I wish I could turn my. I wish I could put it on my screen and y'all can see it. That is hilarious.
Oh, that poor man.
I think I'm about to change that to my Facebook picture right there.
Well, see, I got to be careful. I got Micah's dad as my friend, so that I want to.
Let's trust the process, Micah.
No quarterback for Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's got to be
Derek Harmon.
Defensive tackle. Yeah, got to be defensive tackle.
Wow.
That's a great pick too. That's a great pick.
Hold on. So who needs a quarterback?
Nobody left.
Nobody
left.
Wow.
Cleveland trading back in with somebody?
Yeah. Or sitting pat and going quarterback in the second.
You think Cleveland and the Giants on the phone right now trying to see who can get ahead of each other?
Yeah, because none of the teams left need quarterback. None of them.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Yep. Maybe Minnesota surprised people. No.
No, they got
to get a quarterback. Nah.
No, they got to get that rookie a chance. But
wow. So does that mean Rodgers? Does that mean Rodgers is in Pittsburgh or Kirk Cousins?
Mason Rudolph.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't see Pittsburgh has a personality type if they're quarterbacks, and I don't see Aaron Rodgers. To me, is just he's a good quarterback. I think he's a little overrated. I mean, he had a lot of stats, but he's only had one championship. Kirk Cousins, I think he gets a little too much media attention. They're going to want somebody that's a little more watered down, and they don't like all that media attention. And then I personally wouldn't beg Aaron Rodgers to come play football.
Man.
Yep. Well, I'm expecting him to be a Giant or a Brown tomorrow night. Imagine being Shedeur Sanders and
right now
You gotta imagine going to Cleveland and you're not even getting paid. Like you're not even getting the big money as a top 5 pick.
Pittsburgh Steelers select Derek Harmon.
That would make me even more sad. I got to go to Cleveland and I'm not even getting a big contract to do it.
Year for the Ducks, and you see him celebrating with his family. His mother has had serious health issues.
So my friend Rudd put a comment in our group chat. He said, would the Rams consider taking him and letting him sit for a year behind Matt Stafford?
I just don't see his personality type as I'll sit on a bench.
Nah.
In LA.
The only, like, I don't know.
I can definitely see him in LA. I'm with Amanda. I don't know if he sits on the bench.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at who's next. I don't see anyone needing him. Maybe because the Chargers got a big high-paid quarterback. Green Bay just paid their quarterback. Minnesota's got J.J. McCarthy they drafted last year. I don't know who's next on that. I don't see the list. I don't have it in front of me.
Texans.
The Texans have C.J. Stroud.
Then the Rams.
Yeah. Now the Rams are didn't they just extend Matthew Stafford though?
I don't think it was a long extension though. I think it was just like add a year, shuffle some money to pay him more this year. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think they just kind of took his base salary up this year. Let's look.
Boy, I'm going to hate to see Golden go to Washington.
I'm concerned about that myself.
That's going to be ugly. Ugly.
Well, let's see if the Lions take him and then they trade Jameson Williams.
To Dallas, I'll take that.
I wouldn't be. I'd be okay with it.
I would be okay with that. Yes, definitely.
So, Jeff, your brother asked, do you think there'll be a lot of trades on day 2?
In the top of the second, yes. After that, nah.
I think Cleveland's going to try to gather some extra picks for next year because they have those 2, first and fourth on the second day. So I wouldn't be surprised if Shedeur falls. He gets picked in the top of the second round,
right?
And then they trade out on that 4th to someone like a Dallas looking to move up. But they're looking for way too much because look what they got. They had Jacksonville play the pretty dancer for them. So,
man. All right, so almost through the first round. I mean, I pretty much zoned out after Dallas, but I'm trying to come back right now. Is there any pick between 13 and 21 that was a surprise to you? I know Golden not being picked was a surprise, but is there any other Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought Pittsburgh was taking a quarterback.
I did too.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising.
Or Denver at 20. I could have swore they were taking a running back. But again, as I stated earlier, it's a lot of good running backs in this draft. So maybe a lot of teams are like, hey, let's not go early on running back. We can get one that can do equal or even maybe even better in the later rounds. Because there's still several running backs on the board that I'm looking at.
There's only one that's been taken.
That I was still, I said it from the jump, running back is somewhere I double dip in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously more teams are looking at that and saying, hey, no sense of, go somewhere else and we'll go ahead and get a running back a little later.
So Christopher Woods asked the question, will Dallas move Tyler Booker to right tackle? He played guard his whole career. He's just a big guard.
Yeah, no, he's going to be guard.
Yeah,
he's taking Zach's replacement. Zach retired. They found his replacement.
Yeah.
I would love to be wrong about that pick, but I need
Hey.
a dude at 12 at guard.
You were wrong about the Tyler Smith. Well, let me rephrase that. Not you. We were wrong about Tyler Smith. We were wrong. I remember that draft. I actually the same look and feeling we got right now. That's what we had when Tyler Smith was drafted. The exact same look and feeling.
I could the only reason I didn't like that pick is because I had players that were on the board that I like more. I understood the pick and I knew he would go to guard.
Mm-hmm.
This one I just don't see. It's too high. Now the Mozzie pick, I definitely had the same look.
Well, at least he didn't look like what's the analyst that plays for Denver, Tom Jackson, when they drafted. Oh, that looked priceless.
The best face of all time, though, was I'm going way back with this one.
Okay.
When the Cowboys drafted Julius Jones over what was that running back for the Rams? Steven Jackson. Because Michael Irvin was on TV for the 3 minutes before they picked. The running game is back in Dallas. Steven Jackson was the best back in college football. And then they traded back and took Julius Jones. That may have been the last live draft Michael Irvin did.
Yeah, it was priceless.
All right, so we are now at pick 22. Chargers on the clock.
Says the pick is in.
Okay. Let's see if Golden comes off the board right here. I could see maybe Malachi Starks right here if they need another safety to get some bookends. I could see a linebacker coming off the board right here.
Starks and Derwin James would be a cheat code.
Yeah, it would be.
That would be a cheat code. Marlo just texted me, so I need to see the Michael Parsons video. I'm definitely going to be looking for it.
Man.
And I go ahead and put this out there early before the fans lose their minds. If Brock Hoffman is a backup guard, that's not a bad thing.
No,
it
not
just
at
means
all.
we got a ton of depth.
I like Hoffman because he's kind of versatile. You can move him to center, or he's your versatile rotational true piece. Yeah. So I don't mind having Hoffman as a backup. I just don't understand why we spent money on a bunch of guards in free agency.
Hoffman has that nastiness in him too. So like I said, I've seen a theme with our offensive linemen, but how many do we need?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a battle in training camp, and now you think about draft pick and draft status, you're going to have to give that edge to Booker. But after that, you can only need, a backup or two?
Mm-hmm.
What's the rest of them going to go?
I don't want to see another offensive lineman drafted tonight. No, this draft.
It's crazy that Will Johnson and Mike Green are still on the board. Wow.
I know.
Gone.
To the Chargers?
Yeah.
Didn't they just pay the running back from Pittsburgh?
Well,
I'm pretty sure they just signed. Hey, do your thing.
And don't they still got Gus Edwards?
No, I think Gus Edwards was a free agent.
You talking about J.K. Dobbins? No,
he's a free agent.
No, he's talking about Najee Harris.
Najee Harris, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, Hampton is just a more athletic version of Najee.
I agree.
I'm not that high on Hampton, honestly.
No, I'm more high on Johnson or Judkins or Henderson than them.
Me too. I think he's a good running back, but I hear people saying the explosiveness and all this and that. I see a good back. I'm not seeing great. I would have preferred I would have preferred to see them go Henderson, get a Thunder and Lightning.
Yeah. Did the Packers sign, or do they still got Jair Alexander? I know they were trying to get rid of him or trade him or something.
I think he's still there.
I still see a Will Johnson pick coming up now with the Packers.
He's still not off the board.
Nope.
No,
There
Will Johnson still there.
There were
Mike
injury
Green
concerns
too.
coming about his knee right before the draft. Yeah, there were a lot of rumors out coming about his knee. So they said he may fall to the second. Now, if he fell to us, I'd be okay with that. We'll figure out running back in the third.
Yeah. You talking about if Johnson fell to us? That what you talking about?
The cornerback from Michigan?
Yes.
Yeah.
What would you do with Bland then?
If we got Johnson,
Bland is due a contract. Yeah.
I would wait to training camp to see if Carson or Elam can be serviceable outside, and then I'll put Bland in the slot. If not, Bland just got to be on the outside, and we'll figure out the slot later.
I'm talking about moving forward with Bland. Do you give him a contract?
I mean, Diggs gone after this year, so the money gonna be there.
Okay.
There's no chance Diggs signed with the team in 2026.
I don't see him on the team either.
Okay.
It's gonna be a messed up situation though, because you gotta get Bland and Smith signed.
Not
Well,
if
and
you
they
sign
still
them
ain't signed
early. I know.
Well, that's the problem. We don't do anything on time.
Yeah.
They signed Dak the day the season started.
Yeah.
If you're going to give him that much money, you should have done it sooner, and you could have been more competitive last year.
Yeah.
All right, so those views on X have been pretty consistent. So thank you guys for sticking with us. Hopefully you guys will join us over on YouTube or on Facebook so we can see some of your comments. We would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the first round so far.
They got Packers team needs up, and they said receiver.
Yeah, they just said receive. They ain't taken one in a long time. Is what it said.
I don't see that as a need. I don't see that as a need for them though.
No.
I don't.
They got like 5 receivers on rookie contracts.
Exactly.
And all of them playing.
All of them.
Yeah, I didn't agree with that one.
Amanda, we got to figure out why the Facebook page is not like it used to be.
Oh, yeah. Like on the comments?
No, I mean just the views. Like,
oh, everything's down this time of year. It's always, it's rough.
All right, we are 9 picks away from the end of the first round. Starting to really get into the playoff teams right now. So usually when you get there, there's not a lot of needs.
Yep, luxury picks.
Yep, exactly. Jeff, you just brought up Will Johnson's falling. Golden still hasn't been picked yet. People were projecting Travion Henderson may be a first-round pick. It's going to be a lot of talent going to some good teams, or it's going to be some opportunities for trading back into the back end of the first. Shadur still there. Jackson Dart still there. I need to look up who was invited to the draft who still hasn't been picked yet.
Well, you know Shadur had.
I don't think he was invited though.
No, he decided to
He
stay
wasn't?
home. He's at home.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
Huh.
Let me look at the
Okay.
list.
Take that
His
back,
daddy
dude.
set up this big like viewing room with like team hats everywhere.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. The ones who were invited who have not been picked yet Has Jahad Campbell been picked yet? Linebacker from Alabama.
No.
No.
Okay. Jahad Campbell, Maxwell Harrison, cornerback from Kentucky. I don't know why he came. I guess he just wanted a new suit. Will Johnson still
He
hasn't been
did.
picked. What's that, Jeff?
Harrison did say he had a killer suit for today. I saw his interview.
Oh, okay. He just came for TV time. So Jahad Campbell, Will Johnson, Jalen Milroe. We forgot Jalen Milroe was invited to the draft. He's still there. And
We
Malachi
got two
Stark.
suits.
What's that?
I hope Jalen Milroe got two suits. Because he's going to need one for tomorrow.
Shane Odom said it wouldn't surprise me if the Cowboys looking at a receiver from the UFL. Hey, they'll be right on brand.
All right. All right. Who's coming off? Who do you think?
We at Green Bay.
Yep.
Will Johnson will make the most sense to me.
Yeah, I think they got to go Will Johnson. Especially with them trying to move Jair Alexander, too.
Yeah.
What you thinking, Amanda?
I'm about to step out for a minute real quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
Well,
I got to finish crying from that Booker pick.
honestly, I'm just sitting here. I'm trying to figure out what the Cowboys are doing, Jeff, because it don't make no sense to me. I understand the reason we took the pick at 12. I understand the concept, but I do not understand how anyone can look at this football team and say we didn't need something more, like that we didn't need something better at that moment. Running back, wide receiver. Those are your two. We have nothing. So you're going to trot CeeDee Lamb out there again. The fan base is going to blame Dak. At least maybe he has more time to throw now. That's about all you got going. So, and Packers pick is in.
I mean, I wouldn't even
Matthew
been
Golden is off the board.
Wow. What? So,
Yep. Bye-bye. Wow.
It makes no sense how many weapons Jordan Love has now.
He got enough weapon. Like, he got a whole, like, a utility belt.
I mean, you give him a 4-2 receiver to put on the outside, and with all the other receivers, I mean, he got your Romeo Dobbs, and well, I guess that means they'll be cutting Christian Watson soon.
Yeah.
No need to have him.
They have way too many wide receivers. I don't understand.
Yeah, because we hadn't even talked about the Deontay Wicks and guys like that.
Yeah, Michael, we were just talking about that. That's who they took. Oh man. So basically at this point, I mean the Cowboys are in rough shape.
Yeah. But like I said, maybe the Bowen pick, I mean, he's kind of a golden. No, I'm not gonna say that. Golden run way better routes than Isaiah Bowen.
A lot better.
Yeah, so I can't say that. Hey, maybe me and Lambo will get our wish, and we'll get throwing somewhere in the third or something like that.
Do you think Henderson can fall?
He's falling, and I'm looking
I know.
at the
Do you think he
teams
makes
that
it to us? And Burden, that's true too. Luther Burden.
Yeah, I'm looking at the teams that's left to pick now. No, the Rams are not going running back.
No, they're set at running back.
I don't know about Houston. I know they got Mixon. I think Mixon personally has a lot of juice left in the tank. it don't really matter what Baltimore does. They got Lamar and they got Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Detroit is set at running back. Washington.
Washington's got Robinson. Hold
And
on,
Eckler.
Robinson, Adam Eckler, or Aaron Eckler, whatever the heck. I can't think of it right now. But I'm still just angry.
This hurts watching Golden take these pictures. This hurts.
Dude, should have been a Cowboy. Someone
Definitely
play that song.
That hurts. But I don't see any other team in the left in the first round is going to take a running back. But so we should have a good.
My concern though is you got 14 picks. No, let's see, 12 picks unless we move up in the second. And then we still need a corner. We need a defensive tackle. We need a wide receiver. Now we've got several days. We got a lot of.
I don't think this is an area where we need to move up. We need these picks.
Yeah, I don't think you can move up. We've got too many holes. I wouldn't be at this point. I'm thinking we probably go unless Burden falls to us at 44. Say Burden falls. So.
See, I like Burden as a player, but I don't like his skill set for Dallas.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like his skill set for Dallas. I see him as a Deebo Samuel type guy.
Yeah.
Deebo, of course, out of the backfield. Deebo plays slot. I think the receiver that we get need to be either X or Z, and I've been saying that for the longest. I don't see Luther Burden as being one of those. I'm just looking at Golden State. Oh my God.
Amazing.
Amanda, that hurts. That hurts. That hurt. He looked like he's gonna come in with a chip on his shoulder. And watch when he played Dallas, he's gonna rape us. Just watch.
Well, they really talked it up like he was gonna be the pick.
Mm. Wow. Oh well, I guess I can't cry over it any longer.
Marcus gonna come back and say what?
Marcus probably not gonna come back.
Left us to figure it out.
Yeah. Let me read the chat a little bit. That Burden, yeah. Well, Amanda, I would have lost that bet.
What's that?
I should have taken you up on it.
I was betting Amanda that you weren't gonna come back tonight.
Golden's off the board, Marcus.
I see.
Golden just went to Green Bay.
And
Marcus,
Donovan Jackson to Minnesota.
The running back? No. Who's Donovan Jackson?
Is he an Ian? Where's my phone?
Sorry, I didn't eat tonight to grab some to eat.
Offensive lineman.
Okay.
Ohio State.
Okay. So, Marcus, while you were gone, we were trying to make sense. Well, although it's a great pick, we were trying to make sense of the Matthew Golden pick to Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
They have a plethora of receivers, and I guess it's where the rich get richer. But why do you feel like they took Golden there?
My
you got the number one. You're playing Detroit. I mean, in a division with Detroit, and you got the number one corner sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the pick for? Is that the pick for Detroit?
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah. Detroit should. Yes, Detroit should run to the podium if Johnson is there.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a no-brainer.
My only guess would be they have 4 receivers that were all drafted pretty much the same year or the same 2 years, 2022, 2023. Jalen Reed, Romeo Dobbs, Dontavian Wicks, Christian Watson.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be shocked to see them trade one of those guys.
I was about
Because
to
I feel
say
like,
it. So,
yeah,
would you trade a 7th-round pick for Christian Watson?
yes.
Okay.
My concern with Christian is injury.
It would have to be a low pick, but I
Yeah.
would take a shot.
That's why I said a 7th-round pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see them trade one. I think it probably would be Watson. That's
Yeah.
because that's probably where you put gold in that spot.
Yeah, he's the odd man
Right.
out, right?
With his injury history, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reed is the slot guy. Dobbs is the X, and Watson is kind of a Z. Just run downfield and go get it. And hadn't been playing a lot, so you would expect that would be the guy to replace him with.
I mean, Golden is what Watson is, just shorter.
Just shorter, yeah.
Yeah.
Giants are on the clock.
Mikey Gallegos.
Uh-oh. So you know that's Sanders. That's Sanders.
New York Giants are on the clock.
They traded
Here
up.
comes Shador. Yes, here
They
comes
most
Shador.
certainly did.
Here comes Shador.
Is that what y'all think? Or Jackson Dart?
No, this is Shador. This is Shador big here. Big Apple, big lights, big city, big name. Oh yeah, this is Shador all day long here. I'm almost willing to bet money on this one.
Yeah, they wanted up. They must have known Cleveland was creeping up too, I bet. Cleveland's got the capital to do whatever they want too.
I know. I'm sitting here looking at Cleveland picks in the 2nd round.
I want one of their picks.
Man, what? They got the 1st and the 4th pick in the 2nd round? Ugh.
I'm sure that's what it is.
Yeah, it's got to be Shador. Got to be.
They come out and get Will Johnson. Hey.
Or offensive lineman.
It's not out of the realm of possibilities.
It's not. You're right.
They got 2 quarterbacks.
What if Cleveland gets in the 2nd and get Jackson Dart and whatever running back they want?
It's looking like they will be able to do that. Because I don't see any of the last teams taking running backs. None of them taking running backs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Cleveland can get the top-rated running back on the board with the 1st pick, and then get Jackson Dart with the 2nd pick in the 4th pick. I'm sorry, in the 2nd round.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what they can do. But yeah, I can see the Will Johnson pick with New York too. I mean, you do got a whole CeeDee Lamb, and you got AJ Brown and
Devontae
Aaron
Smith.
McLaurin.
If you look at it, yeah.
Yeah, you do need a number 1 corner.
I enrolled in UMGC because it became very passionate about emergency management.
If this pick is not Shador, I might want to put him on suicide watch tomorrow. I am dead serious. With that big ego.
Who did they trade with? Let's see.
Houston.
Uh-huh. Interesting. Maybe, I guess Houston really did want Booker.
Hmm.
I'm Sandra. This is Jorge, and we were adopted in 2019.
I wonder what the Giants gave up to move up.
The whole cliche of they're
Let's
so lucky
go to X right quick.
That's where I'm at too. Whoa! Someone
Whoa,
put Shador on
Amanda.
suicide watch.
Amanda. Wow,
Oh my
Amanda.
goodness! I told
Amanda. You called it. You called it.
I did.
Wow.
I told you.
Wow.
They traded up for Will
Jackson
Campbell.
Dart.
No,
I traded for
Jackson
Dart.
Dart.
for Dart. It is not Shadua. Wow. Put him on
Wow.
suicide watch, y'all. Wow. Hey, maybe the Rams do go ahead and draft Shadua and let him sit.
Wow.
That's gonna be tough to have him to sit. He's not going. Okay, so
Wow.
they gave up a second round pick, a third round pick, and then a third round pick in 2026 to get the 25th pick.
Woo.
Remember, that's what I said. We would have to trade up to go back to the third. Remember, second, third, and third.
You did. And they just showed a picture of Shadua smiling with the biggest chain on that you can find. He is not happy. He is not happy.
Wow. Wow.
You called it, Amanda. You called it. I got to give you props on that one.
I really think that Shador turned a lot of people off. And you got to think,
Obviously.
and it's not even the problem is it's not even just Shador. It's you got to deal with his daddy.
Right. It's a package deal.
It's a package deal.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Well, they got their quarterback of the future and their receiver of the future. So.
Wow.
Gotta feel bad for Shadua a little bit though.
I do. It is kind of sad.
It is.
Wow.
Could the Giants actually be smart? So they got Carter and they got a quarterback. Interesting.
Yep.
I would think so. Tyson, if you're watching, you know Dion's fuming right now, like smoke coming out of his ears. Wow.
So does that mean that I guess I'm looking. Shadua is definitely going to be a backup quarterback then, unless I wonder where the Saints pick in the second round.
Hold on. 40?
Yeah, probably about 40, 41.
41, I think.
Could it be possible that Shadua falls that? Well, no. Cleveland got their pick. I just don't think Shadua is going to want to.
He's gonna be one of those. He's gonna be one of those two picks for Cleveland. No question.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just glad we actually, honestly, when you think about it, mobility wise, for the Cowboys, as Cowboys fans, Dart is the better opponent for us to face. Shador, mobility wise, would be more of a concern. So, and Atlanta's moved up. Another
I don't think Shadua. That's corner. Will Johnson off the board. I don't think Shadua is all that accurate, in my personal opinion.
I worry about his mobility. That's where I see, that wouldn't it be something if they went out there and they felt bad for him and they got Shador? Atlanta.
that would be the dumbest draft pick of all time when you just got Penix and paid Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, they've got him and Kirk.
Yeah, that would be dumb.
I'm sure it's Will Johnson. They wanted to get up in front of Baltimore and Detroit. Antoine, I hope I'm not butchering your name. We pick at 44. I like the fact that people are trading up though, because that's kind of dropping players that I would like to see fall to us.
Running backs.
Running backs, and even Burden. Luther Burden's still on the board. So I know he's not a top favorite wide receiver, but I wouldn't be mad if that was our pick. And he had a top 30 visit with us too.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see the fit. I'm sure they will work it out. I just don't see the fit. It's a shame. In 2 years, Jameis Winston will be selling insurance. He just can't get a break. Well,
no, he'll be a commentator. He's too quick-witted. You said Jameis Winston, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's too quick-witted. He'll be a comedian, not a comedian. He'll be a commentator because he did so well at the Super Bowl, and I find it hilarious that when he asked Saquon Barkley where he should play, Saquon said, "You should be the Giants need a quarterback." Needless to say, that's where he signed.
Mm-hmm.
But right now he's a camp body.
He's holding the clipboard right now at best.
Okay, so look, the Rams got the 2025 second, something else. So I didn't see the rest of it, but they traded away their pick so Atlanta could move up.
Let me see that. Let me pull up on mine.
Balderas, I'm sure it's Johnson, but let me know if you see it before I do.
Who did the Falcons take with their first pick? They took Jalen Walker, okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, wow.
James Pierce Jr.
Oh.
They got two bookends.
Wow.
Well,
wow.
It's looking like Johnson. Let me take one more look. Look how he's going to fall in Detroit lap. Unless who's Baltimore corner?
Baltimore has
Humphreys.
Marcus and I discussed this before we played them last year.
They have Humphreys. I know he's one of them.
Now, didn't they trade Humphreys to Washington? Oh, I'm thinking about Lattimore.
No. Yeah, that was Lattimore.
Yeah, they have Humphrey and Awuzie.
They have Marlon Humphrey and Nate Wiggins with Cheeto.
Oh, nah. So I don't think they go corner there, yo.
And then it says they also have TJ Tampa and Jalen Davis. But that's also AI, so don't,
No, that's right.
Yeah, Will Johnson will definitely be going. Yeah, he'll be definitely going to the to Detroit.
Baltimore? Or do you
Nah,
so you don't
Detroit.
think? Now, do you? At this point, I'm almost curious if you could convince Dan Quinn to come off because he loves Sam Williams, and you got Williams coming back. That was his guy. I'm still always trying to trade, pieces of Dan Quinn's team up to Washington.
If we do that, we're definitely gonna have to be drafting a DN.
Ooh. Okay. So, Kansas City, who do you think they go after?
Let me see who's left. I was almost sure that was going to be a golden pick.
Do you think a Burden would fit there?
Fit where?
Kansas City.
Yeah.
I think they need defense. So I know what position does Kansas City need the most. I'm trying to.
Luther Burden would be what Sky Moore should have been for them.
On their needs analysis, it said they need D-line
Well, they need a guard bad.
and O-line. That's their second need.
Hey, we got some guards we can
That's
give
true.
them.
We got plenty of them.
We got a lot of guards. They need one.
Plenty.
They wanted Mozzie too, right? We can make like a package deal. We can send Andy Reid whatever he wants, with the exception of Micah.
I definitely send Mozzie with a bow on it. I give them a signing bonus if they get Mozzie.
I can't believe the Packers about to have Will Johnson just fall in their lap.
Yeah, and then they took Golden. I don't understand. They have so many wide.
I meant the Lions. My fault.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, that's an embarrassment of Richard. I mean, you just sit still and get the number one corner in the draft. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think the Ravens going right here? You think they're gonna keep digging in the well for wide receivers?
I'm thinking, what is it? Hold on, the name's there in my head and I can't figure it out.
What position?
Malachi
Starks.
Him, but there's also
they don't need a safety.
Hairston, isn't he a corner? They don't need a corner, though, do they?
Yeah, Hairston, the corner from Kentucky.
They don't, but I can see them going to corner.
Yeah, I could see them going.
Need.
Jeff, you been paying attention to the basketball game?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, I hadn't at all. I know I saw in one of our chats they said that the Grizzlies were killing tonight, so I don't know if that mean they won or I can check right quick though, see what can happen in basketball.
It is 77-51.
Oh,
Grizzlies to the Thunder at halftime.
Okay.
And the Clippers are up by 18 on the Nuggets. The Knicks won.
I actually work for a restaurant out of Oklahoma City. I run their social media, and we made a whole burger. We're Storm Chaser owned and themed restaurant, so the Thunder, of course, being our team, made a lot of sense to do a Thunder burger. But it's a barbecue restaurant, so y'all have to come check it out. It's pretty good. It's really good food too.
Well, it's been on me and Marcus' radar to do some traveling, so don't be surprised if we pull up in the area where you're at.
We definitely going to a game this year.
Okay, let me go to Twitter.
Ravens made that pick yet?
They said it was in.
Okay, it said pick is in.
Yeah. Trying to see if Twitter they gave the update yet. They haven't.
Sorry. We're all talking about how my boy's grandpa was telling me that Shador can thank his daddy for falling out of the first.
That is true. That is true.
Wherever outside of Cleveland and New Orleans, those are the only two teams he can potentially land a starting gig, right?
Who was that?
Shador.
Cleveland and New Orleans?
Yeah, that's it, right? Malachi Starks.
Who's the quarterback in Seattle?
They just signed Sam Darnold.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
He could beat Sam Darnold out. I don't think they would do it, but he could beat him out.
So the Ravens, I don't want to see it. I don't know if
No,
they took Starks.
They took Starks, yeah.
Woo, boy, that safety tandem is gonna be woo.
Yes, because they already got the kid from Notre Dame and Kyle Hamilton. And now you throw Starks in there free.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah. Tough luck at that one.
Yeah.
This would be the perfect draft for us to have 2 seconds in.
Right.
2 seconds and 2/3. I'll be so happy right now.
Man, it's hard to watch good teams draft well.
I
Good
know.
teams that know how to draft. All right, so who we got on the board next?
Even that would have been
Detroit. That's Will Johnson, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like if they don't pick him, that's crazy.
Didn't you say there was some injury concerns with Will Johnson though?
Yeah, they said he had a knee injury last year that kept him out for a while.
I think at this point, this is a luxury pick for Detroit. So
yeah,
you can take that risk.
All right, the pick is in.
So, Marcus, Amanda was asking before you jumped in, we were about to discuss where we think Kansas City is going.
Josh Simmons.
You think so?
O-line.
They need O-line bad. I'm just going straight off need off the top of my head.
Yeah, because number 74 for them could have had a false start penalty every play he dropped back.
Mm-hmm.
Every play he dropped back.
So I'm reading about Will Johnson. He had a hamstring that sidelined him at the combine. He had a turf toe that made him miss 5 games in college. And then his knee was flagged. It's not expected to hamper his season, but it could affect him over the course of his career.
Yeah, when he didn't run a 40, I think that was a flag.
Yeah, that's a concern. If you ain't gonna get out there and run a 40 as a corner,
yeah, you got to know what kind of speed you're dealing with. But for me, like Jeff said, luxury pick. Yeah. If I can get him for 4 or 5 years, I just call that a good day.
Right. Terrence, hey, Micah's brother said we drafted the 32nd overall player on the board at 12. Don't try to convince me it was a good pick.
I'm right there with you, brother.
Hello, I'm gonna step away for a second.
This is the face that we were getting. Can y'all hold on? Let me get it up there. Look, this is the face.
Hold it down a little bit more.
Hold on.
Yeah, right there. Hold on.
Face of the war room. After the pick, okay, they were happy. I don't know about all that, but Shoddy was really excited.
Shane Odom asked the question, what if the Titans let Levis go and draft Sanders as Cam Moore's backup?
I don't know about all that.
Now, yeah, that would be kind of out of left field right there. All right, so let's see who the Lions take. Interesting first round.
Everyone's talking about the health of Will Johnson.
Yeah.
And best available, you got Mike Green, Shedeur Sanders, and Maxwell Hairston.
Okay.
The top 4.
I'm shocked Mike Green fell this far.
He did fall very far.
Yeah, defensive end from Bowling Green. I could see that being let me look at Kansas City depth chart because I think they might be good at the end. but that might be one of those positions where the player's too good to pass up. Because I know they drafted George Arlofkis 2 years ago. George Karloftis. I don't know who the other end is, so I could possibly see Mike Green going there because they can't keep relying on Chris Jones to be the guy.
Right. Tyleek Williams,
From
DT
Ohio
from
State.
Ohio State.
Who took him?
That's who the Lions just took.
Wow.
I thought Marcus was leaving again.
I had to sit up in my chair.
Okay, silver lining around all this. Almost every running back. Well, I'm not gonna say every running back, but we should have our pick of running backs.
I did not see Tyleek Williams as a first round pick.
The Detroit Lions select Tyleek Williams, defensive tackle, Ohio State.
I did not see that one coming. I like what they're doing though, but that's their philosophy. We're gonna build up. We're gonna build the trenches. We're gonna draft defensive tackles, linebackers, running backs, tight ends that can block. So I'm looking at them. They already got a Lean McNeil, and they just added this kid with them.
Yeah,
and they got Aiden Hutchinson coming back next year. And who was the defensive end they traded with Green Bay? What's his name?
It wasn't Smith.
It was one. I think it was one of Smith. Zadarius Smith.
Zadarius. Yeah.
So they got Zadarius Smith, Aiden Hutchinson, Aleem McNeil, and now they just added Tyleek.
Hey, in my mock
yesterday, middle linebacker last year in the first.
In my mock yesterday, what did I tell you? Get all the big fatties up front that you can get. Yeah. Stop the run.
Well, they definitely gonna do that. We don't play Detroit this year, do we?
I hope not.
I hope not. Boy, Tyleek Williams, a first round pick. Washington on the clock. Think they're going Burton?
Someone said someone just said if we hadn't let Tyler Biotish go and he was still our center, we'd be 1 T away from a 5 Tyler line.
Joey asked us, how bad are we going to mess up tomorrow night?
Yeah. I'm really the way this first round is very shocking to say the least.
It is.
Certain teams pick players that I don't see them having a need for. But I will say that Tyler Booker apparently wanted to be a Cowboy for a long time. His speech is really, really exciting. He said he wants to step in and fill to the great tradition of a wonderful offensive line in Dallas, and he has big shoes to fill. And he said he can't wait to get on the phone with Dak because he's about to protect his ass all the way to the bank. I don't know what that means, but
all right.
So he's ready. He's ready. I don't know what that means. I didn't know he needed protection to the bank, but I mean, I guess you're protecting the bank when you protect Dak, if you think about it, with how much money we got in that. So,
right. It's hard to say where Washington's going to go with this pick.
They're going to take Shador to sit behind James.
Could Washington go Will Johnson?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
It wouldn't hurt. What? Don't they have good corners though?
They traded for Marshawn Lattimore last year. He didn't play. He was on the team.
Yeah. He didn't look that well to me.
Okay.
kids in my community achieve their dreams. When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org
So-
to find free supportive adult
They
education
could go
centers
Burton, but
That's what I was thinking.
I don't think you would need 2 Debo Samuels, but
Jane Slater said, I got a tip this morning. The Cowboys have concerns about who is going to lead the offensive line room. They have picked more offensive linemen through 3 rounds than any team. Tyler Booker is a high character player, and they have put a lot of emphasis on building the trenches. If they can't find a trade partner to go down, this isn't a wild move with Zabel, but I know fans will have lost it if the wide receivers they want is there. So it was between Gray Zabel and Tyler Booker.
damn, Marcus, you called it.
Grace Abel.
Yeah.
You called it.
If we would have drafted Grace Abel, I wouldn't have came back. I'm just gonna put it out there.
So
I gotta agree with you on that one.
Micah's
It's
brother
just been a
is
blank
going.
screen. I wouldn't even end the live. I'd have just had a blank screen up here and turned it off in the morning.
Micah's brother is going nuts on Twitter. He is losing his mind. Like just losing his mind.
Well, they keep showing these shots of Shador, man. I feel so bad for him. He got the fakest smile on his face that you could ever have.
Josh Connerly Jr., defensive tackle out of Oregon for Washington.
Yeah.
Well, they did
For Washington?
for Washington. They did lose Allen, so
They just drafted a defensive tackle last year in the first.
hey,
They
be
just
ambitious,
drafted.
baby.
They still got Deron Payne. They still got they drafted Newton last year.
Well,
They
is
just
it-
signed Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah, but they took, I guess, is this like their fix for Fowler?
But this is a defensive tackle. This is
Oh,
a big
okay.
defensive tackle.
Yeah, Fowler's a DE, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I just find it funny that Dan Quinn decided to put so much emphasis on defensive tackle after he left the Cowboys.
I know.
Well, wait a minute. Connerly is a tackle, right? Like
Yeah.
tackle.
Yeah, he.
You were named.
Oh, he's an offensive tackle.
I was gonna say, yeah,
I'm thinking of Harmon. My fault.
I thought he was a defensive tackle. Sorry.
Yeah, I was thinking of Harmon.
okay. Yeah, I guess they said they got to block Carter. So
This ain't a first round pick tackle though. No,
He doesn't look very strong in his highlights.
not.
no, he get pushed everywhere.
No,
They're
he's
showing
not.
like one of the highlights they just showed. They got him being pushed into the quarterback.
Hey, as long as he stayed in front of the end, I guess. Yeah,
You know it's bad when they got to show your Pee Wee highlights. They show the Pee Wee highlights. of him playing running back. You know it's bad then.
I don't think they expected his name to the 4th round because that's when I expected it.
Well, his family appears to be happy.
I'm sure they are.
I'm trying to figure out who is the little boy they got in the muscle shirt. They keep jumping in front of the camera.
So with Philly has 2 corners, so they don't need Will.
No, if they get Will, that's just an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
You know what? They let Slay go. They could slide. I don't want to say it like that. What's the white corner's name in Philly?
Cooper DeJean.
Cooper DeJean.
Yeah.
Cooper
They
DeJean.
could slide him in slot full time and let him really play his best spot. Man.
Yeah.
We had to get 3 receivers if they did that.
More like 5.
Yep.
That would be a nasty defensive secondary group.
Well, it looks like he's most likely going to fall to him if Kansas City or Buffalo don't take him.
Hey, we signed we just drafted Tyler, baby. We running the ball anyway. We're not passing.
Who's running the ball, Jeff?
Ground and pound.
Who's
Hey,
running?
according to what Marcus said earlier, it's gonna be
Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders. According to what he said earlier, it definitely not gonna be
want to
Deuce.
know. I'm worried that Miles is like trying to, sabotage us because one of his most tweets from 5 years ago was not very pleasant about how he feels about Dallas. He never wants to play here. He thinks we're ridiculous. He would rather sit at home than play for Dallas. Clearly, that's not how he felt, a few years removed.
Hey, money talks. You know the rest.
Yeah.
I just said when they threaten to foreclose on your house and you need to make that payment, all that change.
Joey Arizona just skyfall and all in the comments.
Nah.
Man,
I mean,
if I'm CDL Mark, I want out.
Here's the thing. If they can hit on every other pick, it'll be okay.
Yeah, true.
They just need. I mean, I do wonder if they fear the leadership that's lost in Zach Martin, so they're trying to replace that. Maybe they don't feel that they have that. That's what Jane said. I don't know if Tyler's the answer.
We got enough guards. We let them fight it out in training camp, and whoever wins the battle wins the battle.
At least we got competition, I guess. I mean,
not anymore. You can't put a top 12 guard in a competition.
Yeah, okay, that's true. But do you think it's possible we move Tyler Smith to left tackle if Tyler Guyton is struggling?
No chance.
He's an all-pro guard, multiple years now.
Multiple year all-pro, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other problem is his contract due next year. So if you put him at tackle, now
More
he's
money.
eligible for left tackle money.
Yeah.
So now you adding $5 million a year on their contract. So you definitely won't do that. Even if they had to, they wouldn't do it. Yeah, left guard money is good, but left tackle money is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You talking difference between $25 million to $35 million a year, the way these tackles getting paid. Better hope Sadiq Charles can play left tackle still. That's the only competition we're gonna see with Guyton.
You don't think Richards gonna give him a run at left tackle?
I forgot about Richards. Yeah, he could. I think they're gonna keep him at left guard though, but I guess
so. But see that's another thing. If he gonna be left guard, why in the crap that we sign all these guards?
Yeah.
And then sign a guy from
Maxwell
Cincy
Harrison.
that can play out.
Buffalo.
Okay, they signed the other corner. Boy, that knee must be pretty bad.
That man.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what that's lining up for. Will Johnson to the Cowboys, number 44. I wouldn't be mad about it, but
I'd be happy for 3 years if that knee would look like what they're saying.
Right.
Sounds like a Jalen Smith situation. Man. Oh, wait. Kansas City traded.
They traded out?
To Philadelphia.
So Philly went up one spot?
Philly went up.
One spot. Okay.
Well, that's bizarre.
So who in the second round was trying to come back up in the first? That would be the question. That's the only reason Philly would do that, because somebody was trying to leapfrog them. Is this Mike Green?
It's definitely Ian. I was thinking the Ian from Boston College, but yeah, I didn't expect Mike Green to be there.
Yeah. That's worse than taking Will Johnson to me. Their defensive line was already dangerous enough.
I know.
Yeah, because they Brandon Graham retired last year, right? Who else? Another DN retired.
Uh,
Man,
I want to see what they gave up to Kansas City to move up that one spot.
so now we
That'll
gotta
tell
look.
you.
Yeah, we got to look at Mike Green, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, with Zach Bond blitzing from the middle.
hey, that's why we drafting all these
Ouch.
Yeah,
guards, baby.
well,
That's why
that
we
makes the
getting all
pick
these
look better.
guards. That's why we getting these guards, baby.
They definitely going. I think they definitely going Mike Green.
Yeah, that's too good to be sitting there and not get him.
Yeah, because there was a whole bunch of talk
Like I said,
pre-draft of them trying to trade up to get Abdul Carter because they want
That
to fill
means
that end spot.
that spot with Kansas City's open if someone wanted to move up. I think that tells me that Kansas City don't see nobody on the board they want. Not at
Yeah.
first. All right, Cowboys, do something crazy.
yeah, that ain't gonna happen. We already done something crazy. We drafted Booker at 12.
Can you imagine if we sat here through this whole show and that was the last thing that happened? The Cowboys moved back up to 32.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Huh.
Mm.
Yeah, I think this definitely Mike Green though. Because James Pierce gone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
Okay. Is the DN from Tennessee gone?
Yeah, that's Pierce.
Okay, I don't know what I'm thinking about then. Yeah. So yeah, this definitely Green.
Hey, it just would have went 3
Campbell.
hours and 30 minutes on the show. That's all.
It's Campbell.
Okay. The linebacker Campbell?
Hmm.
Yes. Will Campbell, right?
No, Jahad Campbell.
Jahad Campbell. Sorry, I don't have the names. I'm just reading Michael here.
So
Who was trying to trade up for Jahad Campbell?
Huh. Who do you think would be trying to trade back up?
Somebody was, obviously.
It intrigues me how teams know what other teams are going to be doing. I always find I want to sit in the war room and figure out how they know this stuff. It amazes me how football works sometimes.
Yep.
Jahad Campbell with the number 31 pick. Yep, that's it. So
I'm wondering why they trying to go linebacker.
Nakobe Dean knee must be worse than they thought it was.
Yeah, yes, so.
They just signed Zach Bond to a big deal. Nakobe Dean, the other middle linebacker.
This is Roundup for Lawns. This stuff works. This stuff kills weeds down to the root without killing your lawn. This stuff works on days.
That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
This stuff works for up to 3 months. This stuff works
Well, are the Chiefs going Simmons right here?
Yeah. Whatever the best offensive lineman on the board, they're going. Or best offensive tackle, I'm sorry.
These last 5 to 6 picks been so crazy. I don't even know now. They got to go left tackle. There's no way.
I'm just sitting here looking in the second. I wonder if New Orleans going to have a second shot to get Shador.
If Cleveland don't take him.
Would Cleveland take Miro over Shador?
That's a good question. Don't forget all
definitely
the
not gonna make it past New Orleans.
No. Don't forget all the Tyler Shuck talk either. The quarterback from Louisville. Everybody said maybe the best quarterback in the draft.
Um,
I'm not buying it.
so
He'll probably come off somewhere in a second.
whatever Tyler Booker said in this interview made Micah's face go from really upset to jumping around like a crazy person.
Okay.
So,
in a good way or a bad way?
In a very good way. Like, I'm going to,
Okay.
if you're on the, Patrick Walker shared it. So,
Okay.
he just started going, I don't have the sound on because I don't want to get his copyright, struck for anything.
Uh-huh.
Right.
But, let's see.
Favorite quotes of the entire draft process. You said, quote, I make guys not love football anymore.
I like that.
Nah. Football leave someone's eyes.
It feels great, like football is a child's game. So like people wake up, be like, man, I can't wait to play this football game today. They listen to their hype music, they take all the pre-workout, they get so excited to play football until they come across Tyler Booker. And then when I'm going after you, quarter after quarter, play after play, series after series, and I start to see that love leave their eyes, like that's what makes me love the game. Like I just really love. Like
Oopsie! I didn't know Michael was going to say that. So see, he went from upset to pretty happy real quick.
Uh-huh.
I did not know that was going to be the words that was going to come out of Mr. Micah's mouth. So
He
sorry.
better back that talk up.
Yes.
I say he better back that talk up.
I sure hope so.
Because he about to see Deron Payne and Jalen Carter. And who's the defensive tackle from the Giants?
Thibodeau?
Dexter Lawrence.
Dexter Lawrence. So
yeah,
he going to back it up real quick.
Well, we'll see.
Hey, he said he loved to see the passion leave their eyes.
Play after play, quarter after quarter.
Series after series.
They stopped loving that game of football. They listen to their hot music, and then that hot goes.
Listen, I will say, we obviously been fishing for reasons to feel better about Tyler Booker since they made the pick. I will say this again. I like the nastiness of the line. I think the line will have an attitude, and instead of letting the fight come to us, I think the offensive line will set the tone kind of like in the 90s. Now, I know there's a push, and they got a lot to live up to for the 90s, but in the 90s, the Cowboys line set the tone. They went after people, and I believe that's the attitude that we're going for right now. So if we can get us even a step below that, I think I'm good.
I mean, outside of Guyton, all our other linemen got that. People don't like Terrence Steele, but when Terrence Steele on, Terrence Steele is on. And he played to the whistle. We talked about this in the offseason. New scheme. Terrence Steele was top 12 in run blocking grades. You're going to cut out those silly 5-yard pass routes. So he's going to get a chance to block shorter, which will be in his benefit. I mean, I can see the improvements that's going to happen. Again, when I think of top 12 offensive guard, I'm thinking of a guy who has looked like an all-pro all years of college. I don't see that with Booker. He could come in and surprise me, but when I think of Zach Martin, obviously. I think of Quentin Nelson. I'm trying to think of guards' names. Guard from Kansas City. I just think of guys, when you see them from college, you know that guy's destined to be one of the next great guards. I think Booker's going to be solid. I like how he talks. But at 12, I needed to play to back it up a little bit more coming into the league.
Brian Dable has come out and said he expects Russell Wilson to be the starting quarterback.
Okay.
So Jackson Dart, I guess, will be sitting behind him to learn for a year. And the Chiefs pick is in.
Okay. Last pick of the draft, guys. Let's see who the Chiefs take.
I can't wait to see the best available list that comes out for tomorrow.
The top 12 gonna be running backs.
I know.
And Shadua somewhere sandwiched in between.
Yeah.
I know this isn't how the Sanders house expected to not to go.
Yep.
Do you think maybe that's why they didn't come to the draft then?
So was he not invited or did he turn it down?
I thought he turned it down.
Okay, because I know they only invited a certain number. I think they had to know. I think they had to have a pretty good idea. I bet seeing Jackson Dart to the Giants did crush him, though.
Oh, yeah. His feelings hurt. His feelings are hurt.
Yeah, Shedeur Sanders reportedly declined his invitation to attend the 2025 NFL Draft.
Okay.
It says its speculation suggests that he may be doing so to avoid potential public embarrassment if he falls in the draft, says Skip Bayless.
Mm.
It says his performance and interviews were the subject of negative criticism, further adding to the uncertainty surrounding his draft stock.
Mm. Well, we definitely know he's going in the top 10 in the second round.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sure.
Now, if he don't get in the top 10 in the second round, I got some serious questions. Because honestly, I still think Miro is going to play a part in it.
Yeah.
I think Miro may be the third quarterback off the board.
So looking at the prospects invited, the only one left is Jalen Milroe and Will Johnson. Those are the only two left.
Who did Cleveland take with the first pick?
Mason Graham. Mason Graham, right?
Yeah.
Do y'all think Cleveland, and it's just me throwing this out there, circle around and
Josh
take Mike
Simmons?
You
They
called
took
it.
Simmons.
Yeah.
That was a no-brainer. Got to get a tackle.
How
right,
scary
gentlemen.
would Cleveland front four be if they take Mike Green, the top pick in the second round? How scary would that front four be?
I don't know if it'll win them any games because they still don't have a quarterback, but that would be scary.
Well,
At
they can
this
pick
point, you run the
Shedeur
ball.
at four picks later.
Yes,
Three
they
picks
could.
later. So,
Or Milroe.
all right, gentlemen. It was an absolute honor hanging out with y'all tonight. But I got to get these kids to bed. So,
Yeah, 3.5 hours.
ooh, we had a long show tonight. It was a good
We
show.
did. It was.
Yeah, it was great.
It's a
I
shame
appreciate
3
you
hours.
always.
3 hours
3
and 15
hours.
minutes were dedicated to Tyler Booker, but
Hey, could have been worse. Maybe. We'll see.
No.
We'll see how tomorrow goes. If it gets crazy, maybe I can convince Marcus to pop on here and talk with me tomorrow after our pick.
Tomorrow I'm gonna go on with the UK Cowboys. I'm not
Okay.
staying the whole draft. I'm just gonna stay on to our pick. So if you want me to come back after our pick in a second, I'll do that.
Yeah, message me and maybe we can
Okay.
just sit there and talk. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
I'm not staying the whole second round though.
Oh, I don't want to either. No, thank you, sir. No, thank
Okay.
you. Too much for me.
All right. Well, everybody have a good night. Thank you guys for joining us. The views stay pretty consistent. So everybody at X, appreciate you tuning in. Be sure to go over to Facebook at some point, hit that like button. Go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We would love to hear your comments on X because you guys have been rocking with us for the most part the entire 3.5 hours. So thank you guys for that. And we'll probably try to come back to talk about the second round pick tomorrow. If not, you can be sure to catch us every Wednesday night, 8:30 Central Standard Time for the Fifth Quarter Podcast, where next week we'll be giving you guys a full breakdown of all the picks that were made in the 2025 NFL Draft. So If you miss us tomorrow, be sure to come back next Wednesday where we'll give you a full recap. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Jeff, for joining us tonight. And as always, thank you, Amanda.
Of course.
Be sure to check that DC4L group because we are doing a jersey giveaway. So tomorrow at some point, I'm sure someone from the admin will check out who got the most right. And we may announce that tomorrow night at a minimum.
And we will have prizes for the show next week, next Wednesday. Make sure you tune in because I want to have prizes so we can sit and go over everything. So make sure you're here, and you got to be on Facebook or YouTube so we can see your comments so you can be entered to win. So
exactly. So it didn't feel good giving out a prize after taking Tyler Booker as a first round pick. But yeah, join us next week where we'll have a better mentality, hopefully, after we see all 10 of our picks being made. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us once again. Appreciate you tuning in. And as always, let's go Cowboys. We will see you guys later. Have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.